Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the app today.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Hello and welcome to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host,
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another wild, crazy, insane, downhill slipping on ice edition of Crime and Sports.
Terrific.
As always, it's just a disaster every week, and we love it. We can't get enough of it, and we're coming back again. Quickly, before we start, thank you, obviously, for joining us once again. First of all, if you have not yet done it, please get on Apple Podcasts, purple icon, give a review. It helps a lot. Why does it help? Who the hell knows?
It's a thing.
Do we run Apple? No, we don't. So clearly, obviously, we don't.
Tim Apple.
Help us out there. It's Jonathan Q Apple. There we go. So do that. Help us out. It does a lot. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com right now for all of your merchandise needs, of course. Lots of good new stuff up all the time, obviously. If you haven't listened to Small Town Murder, what are you doing? We're going to stop you right now. What are you doing? What would make you think, I don't want to hear that?
How do you do it?
If you like this show, you don't want to hear us talk about insane, crazy murders? I mean, come on. I think you do. Check it out.
It's a party.
Shut up and give me murder, damn it.
Right.
Check out Small Town Murder every Thursday, please. Also, P.S. I Hate This Movie on Saturdays, where we make fun of bad movies, and I'm forced to watch the entire Twilight series. So do all of that. Check it out. And if you want extra stuff, oh, goodness, do we have that for you? Patreon. Cooking alive and well. Upcoming Patreon episode this week. You're going to enjoy this. Coming up here, we are going to do, Jimmy's especially going to like this, we're going to do some mafia stuff.
All right.
And I will tie it to sports as well, just a little bit, just to make it so it works.
Super Bowl?
But we're going to do, we're going to do, there was a scam thing, but we're going to do kind of the real Goodfellas. Okay. I've read so many books, and basically everybody's seen Goodfellas, and Henry Hill everybody calls him a junkie and says
that Netflix again.
It says that his memory's a little whatever. So there's a lot of stuff where other people, when you hear 5-6 accounts that are all the same, and then you hear his, you go, maybe they're right.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. So we're going to talk about some different stuff, and it's some mob stuff. It's going to be crazy mafia stories. So you can get all of that at patreon.com/crimeandsports.
Right.
Anybody above the $5 level will get that, and all of the back episodes as well. We've had a few people ask that. In addition to that, you'll be a producer, so you'll get your name said at the end of the show, and probably mispronounced horribly, I'm sure. We'll, your ethnicity will be misdetermined and mispronounced. He'll reassign it something. It'll be wonderful. But you can do all of that. Patreon.com/crimeinsports. Or if you just want to be a producer, get your name heard and have excellent karma, you can do that too over at PayPal using our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com. So that said, I think it's time to dive in.
Excellent.
We're doing this. We're going to a warm place for us, Jimmy. A very warm place for us, and for some reason our audience, even younger members of our audience that are much younger, even for some reason have a real affinity for the 90s basketball episodes.
It's home.
It's wrestling episodes and 90s basketball episodes people have a real warmth for. So we're going to do a 90s basketball today with Rod Strickland.
Terrific.
There we go. Let's do this. One of those guys that I never really realized did anything to belong on this show. No. You don't ever hear anything.
He was quiet.
He's quiet. He's small. He's a point guard.
Plan, keep his head down.
Guys, sometimes he was a street ball guy.
Where else?
He was around. He was around.
He went to a lot of teams.
We'll get into it. Because he's got problems. He's when you end up on Crime and Sports. You tend to get shipped around a lot because a couple arrests, they go, let's get him out. Fresh City might be best for him, I think.
He might be right, because I don't think we have any really that stayed in one place.
if you're on this show, if that happens, it happened like after your career, something bad happened. But usually you have like a pattern through your career, unless you like killed your wife out of the blue or some shit, which has happened on the show.
Generally, a scumbag to the core doesn't just turn you right away.
That's what I mean. So let's talk about Rodney Strickland.
All right,
let's do it. Born on July 11th, 1966.
Yeah,
and he's from the Bronx.
No kidding.
He's a Bronx guy. I fucking love it. My family's from the Bronx, so I like the Bronx completely here. High school, like I said, he's from the Bronx, so a lot of ball playing in New York City. If that the culture there is basketball, and especially if you grew up in the 70s there, like, oh man, 60s, 70s. I mean, it's just, there's courts everywhere.
Yeah.
It's something that you can have, literally 10 people. All you need is a ball that fucking bounces, and that's pretty much it. And you can get it going on. Not a lot of equipment needed.
Equipment price.
Yeah, courts are, there's hoops all over the city.
Sure.
So it's a good
$16, split that amongst 10 guys.
That's what I mean,
Done
man.
deal.
You can do it. So, and you one ball, I mean, a whole neighborhood could play. So it's
for a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah.
So it's great. I mean, we shoveled the courts to play when I was a kid. Even the basketball culture is thick in New York.
Sure.
So if you're a ball player there, you got to be a really, really good ball player to be considered anything. He played for the New York Gauchos as a kid,
really,
which is kind of like it's like an AAU team basically, like a local. You see a lot of these. I've in books I'm reading, you'll get a lot of like these local like AAU teams, and they're sponsored by kind of half shady guys, especially back then, because there wasn't any vetting as to who was allowed to like operate children's sports programs.
Yeah.
Now it's a little different. If you have like,
they're a little more careful.
A little more careful who they allow around children. Right. But I've read this one story. It's this random guy who was a crack dealer for like fucking 10 years and went to jail and all this shit. And I was reading his book, and he was talking about he was a really good ball player as a kid in New York City. And, and he played for one of these AAU teams, and he was like, this is great. Because they were like, we were poor, and they gave us like real uniforms and like a duffel bag with the logo on it, and like a warm-up jacket with the logo.
Full team.
Yeah, he's like, so you walk through the neighborhood, people knew you were on the fucking ball team, and it was like, oh shit, that kid's got, he's a baller, and people were fucking like, oh wow, cool. So it was considered like this cool thing, and then some guy, one of the coaches, sexually propositioned him, and then he found out that like that's like all the favorite kids were the ones that were like getting molested by all the guys in charge, and he was like, so I quit that shit, and that was over. And that's a lot of dirty shit going on back then with this type of thing.
That's
so
terrible.
Again, orange slices. Hey kid, I got you a duffel bag. Really? Why is that? No reason, just want to help the kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I feel terrible because the 2 out of 10 people who are doing that are actually genuinely just like, I just want to help the kids.
Right.
They're getting lumped in, and that sucks because they're honestly the most amazing people in the world if they have no ulterior motives and they're trying to help children. Wow, that's amazing. But
absurd. It doesn't exist. That's why.
That's the problem.
Right.
It's rare. So, but the Gauchos here, they started in 1967. And they have been kind of all of the cream of the crop that came through New York City. Mark Jackson, Kenny Anderson, Felipe Lopez, Stephon Marbury, Chris Mullin, Ed Pickney, John Sally.
Chris Mullin, huh?
Oh, Mullin's in New York City.
Really?
Baller. You never heard of his story?
No.
Yeah, if you've ever heard him talk,
no.
Heavy New York accent. It's fucking hilarious. He's got a blonde flat top.
Yeah.
You expect him to sound like Larry Bird,
right?
And he's like, "Yeah, let me tell you, I was over here. We went when I was a kid. We went to the park, right?
Yeah.
So I dunked on this fucking guy. It's amazing. You're like, whoa." It's so weird.
After the game, I'm gonna slice.
Yeah. That he was buddies with Ed Pickney, who's also a New York City kid, and Mullin. Yeah, Pickney took Mullin to his all the like fucking basically to the black neighborhoods to play ball, and they would make fun of him, make fun of Chris Mullin, and then
rain threes on him.
and then he would play ball for 2 minutes, and they go, "Oh shit, all right, never mind," and then everybody was on the same deal. So so Mullin's a New York City kid. Ed Pickney, John Sally, Jamal Washburn, Pearl Washington. It's a lot of guys that came through this. All the elites. Huh? Yeah, not Jamal
Mashburn.
Not Mashburn. Okay. Jamal Washburn. He
the
was
one we covered. Wait,
no. He's a street guy.
He's a
street legend. Yeah. So he went to Truman High School and in Co-op City and led them to the state championship and was ranked among one of the top 10 high school recruits in the nation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Rod can ball. I mean, there's no doubt about it. As a senior, he's so good. He's too good for New York City public school.
Really?
It's just he's that good where he ends up going down to Virginia, transferring to Oak Hill Academy, which is one of these basketball.
Sure.
It's a basketball academy for
focused on it.
Yeah. The students are all. We have a very tall student body.
Yeah.
It's a monochromatic, tall, it's odd. They're all 6'8". Strange.
They're all bigger than teachers, and then they just get bigger.
It's really weird. It's an odd thing. So it's a private Baptist-affiliated Christian secondary school in Mouth of Wilson, Virginia. Mouth of Wilson.
Gross.
I don't want to live in anybody's mouth. I'm not moving to a town that's someone's mouth.
What is that? Is it named after like being near the mouth of a river?
I'm sure it is.
It better
it's
be.
The mouth of. I'm sure it's not some guy who blew everybody.
Yeah.
Mouth of Wilson.
Yeah.
This guy. He'll suck your fucking balls. This guy. He's so good. Wilson. Yeah. You know him.
Yeah.
You know Wilson. It's pretty good. Named his town after him. So Oak Hill's enrollment is about 150 students. So that's the type of place it is. It's a basketball academy. Yeah, and it's just mainly basketball. They serve grades 8 through 12. It is accredited, actually, by the Virginia Association of Independent Schools. And the Oak Hill Academy Warriors basketball program is one of the top prep programs in the nation. Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant.
All right.
They both went there. This is if you're 6'10", you're getting sent here, basically. You have a lot here. They were crowned national high school champions 9 times since 1993. 93, 94, 99, 2000, 2001, 2004, 2005, 2007. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're really good. Rod Strickland, Jerry Stackhouse, Carmelo Anthony.
So they recruit
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
This is all they do.
This is all they do. It's a basketball factory.
Yeah,
basically,
it's a machine.
They're pumping out like an assembly line
of NBA players.
That's exactly what it is.
Good ones.
Yeah. Really good ones.
Yeah.
Fucking Hall of Famers in some
of the best
regards.
ones.
So Rod is a high school parade All-American this year. So he's one of the top high school players in the country. He is recruited, ends up going to DePaul is his college of choice, which seems odd. DePaul's a good school and they're in the tournament and stuff like that, but they're not they're definitely a second tier basketball power.
Where are
They're
they?
not. I think that's outside
Indiana?
Chicago.
Oh, okay.
I believe. Yeah, I think it's Illinois. But I like that. I love the DePaul Blue Demons is pretty cool. I like their uniforms.
Yeah.
I always dug them as a kid. I dug that look, but it seems like just an odd choice. I don't know. They must have made a really good pitch to him.
Probably.
I assume. So he goes to DePaul. He's a freshman there in 85, 86. And this is like a magical time for DePaul, actually. Maybe that's why, too, because they were good at the time. And he helped. They're 18-13 in the regular season, which is, not that great at all. But they do make the tournament, and then they go into the tournament pretty deep, actually. They make a run. They beat Virginia in the first round. They beat Oklahoma in the second round. And they lose a pretty close game to Duke in the Sweet 16.
Oh.
So pretty good season for DePaul, actually. If a school like that goes to the Sweet 16, it's not bad.
And you lose to Duke.
To Duke.
Nothing to be sad about.
That's what I mean. There's not really, a lot to feel like shit about there.
In what year? 84?
85, 86.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
No shame.
No
You've
shame
done
at
fine.
all in that. And Rod, as a freshman, played in 31 games, started 23 of them. So, not too shabby there. 14.1 points a game, 5.1 assists, 2.2 steals.
Yeah.
So, Rod's making, obviously, I think he helped.
Yeah.
That's a disruptor.
He's a great player.
Yeah, he's a great player. That's as a freshman, too.
Really?
So, I mean, a lot of that's one thing you're going to get, I think, an advantage. If you're a kid who grew up playing in New York City, I feel like when you get to if you get to a level where it's like, say, the beginning of college, you're going to be more aggressive possibly than some people. They'll catch up to you by the next year, but you might be real aggressive because that's just your game
Out
at
of the
first.
gate, yeah.
Or they might be a little more tentative. So a freshman's going to be still aggressive. That's the only way they know how to play. So 86-87, they go 28-3.
Okay,
so that's
much better.
That's top tier.
Who the hell did they get that year?
That's really good. No, this was just a team maturing.
Same team,
and it's Rod Strickland mainly. He's the star of the team here. They go to the tournament again. They beat up Louisiana Tech. Then they beat St. John's, which interesting for it's a New York City team. That's where Chris Mullen went.
Okay, that's
St. John's.
I knew somebody went there.
Him, and then they lose 63-58, a really low scoring, sounds boring as fuck, in the Sweet 16 to Louisiana State. They get upset by the number 10 seed.
LSU, is that who that is?
Yeah, LSU. So 86, that's pre-Shaq by far, by 4 years. So I don't know. I don't know who the hell was there, but they Shaq would have been an okay excuse, but outside of that. So Rod, though, 30 games, starts 27 of them. This year, 16.3 points, 6.5 assists, 2 steals a game. Rod's he's a badass now. He's starting just about every game. As a junior, they go 22-8, the team does. They go to the tournament again. They beat Wichita State in the first round, but then lose to Kansas State in the second round. So, kind of a lackluster tournament. Rod, though, has a hell of a year. He plays in 26 games, averages 20 points even, which is going to get you attention. 20 points, 7.8 assists, and 2.9 steals a game.
He's so good.
3 steals a game is silly. Yeah. That's a lot of steals. Yeah. That's really too much.
Average.
Averaging.
If you get 1, you got a game with 5.
That's what I'm saying. That's
incredible.
A shitload of steals. Yeah. It's really an aggressive point guard, which is what you want. He is a third-team UPI All-America. Yeah. Okay, now the All-American team, I have the chart here to show you.
UPI?
Yeah.
Is it the sponsor?
The UPI is the press, the United Press International.
All right. I thought it was like the makeup.
No, yes. It's
the nail polish.
UPI.
The nail polish is sponsoring this.
That'd be great. What an odd sponsor. So they have the Associated Press All-American team, then the USBWA All-American team, the NABC All-American team, and the UPI All-American team. And then they have the first, second, and third team of all of those. He made the third team of UPI.
Okay.
So on this whole chart here, he's on one team down there, and that's where they put him. So that's Third team with Harvey Grant and Ronnie Cycli.
Okay.
So a couple guys that played in the NBA. Yeah. So the 88 draft comes around here, and he's expected to be, drafted, obviously, and here. Number 1 overall, 1988, Jimmie.
88? Jesus.
Who you got?
I don't have a fucking clue. Stacy? No, who is it?
Danny Manning.
Are you serious?
Yeah, old Danny Manning.
Was it the Clippers?
At the time, LAC. Fucking, and out of Kansas. Number 2 overall.
Oh, my God, I haven't got a clue.
No?
In 88, no.
88, Rick Smits.
Oh, Jesus.
The goofy Dutchman.
The ugliest, just a terrible-looking man.
I just remember as a little kid, he went to Marist College, which is in Poughkeepsie, and, you would just, for 4 years, you just see this 7'6" blonde guy. Right. Sometimes people would spot him. I saw the guy from holy shit, that guy's like a freak. I saw him in the mall. Holy crap.
If he had a normal length neck, he'd only be 6'7".
Oh, yeah. He's so, and his shoulders look too low, and then they're weird, and then his arms are like a he's got a strange body and gait and everything. I don't know how he survived in the NBA. Man. Very weird here. So Mitch Richmond in this draft, Hersey Hawkins, Rex Chapman, who I'm sure we'll do some kind of episode about. Ronnie Cycli.
Yeah, your Twitter hero is a fucking criminal.
Oh, yeah, he did some dumb shit. Rex Chapman. His Twitter feed's hilarious, but
great.
He did some dumb stuff.
An awful man.
Awful dumb shit. So,
and I've met him.
Well, yeah, he's a good dunker.
Yeah.
Harvey Grant, Will Perdue. This is a lot of this whole draft is second tier guys.
Yeah.
Manning, Smits was pretty good. He was a top tier center.
A draft of sixth men.
That's what it is. Mitch Richmond was a star. I'll give him that. Mitch Richmond
for a while.
Hersey Hawkins, Rex Chapman, Ronnie Cycli, Willie Anderson, Will Perdue, Harvey Grant. These are all alsos, not all-stars, below that tier. Gary Grant, Dan Marley, everybody in this fucking draft is that. Holy shit. And then Rod Strickland fits right in with that bill.
He wasn't a top 10 draft pick.
Nope. Rod Strickland, number 19 overall to the Knicks.
No kidding.
Hometown. Wow. Yeah, the Knicks draft, which must have been... Dude, to come up in New York City
a big deal.
And get drafted by the Knicks would be fucking awesome.
And
that would
then
be
what?
So cool.
He didn't play a single game for them, did he?
He did, actually.
Did he really?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But, they picked Sacramento right before that, took Ricky Barry, who played for 1 season in the NBA. Before that, Eric Lechner went to Utah. So people could have got him, and they didn't. So I don't know what the hell the deal with that was, but people didn't want him, apparently. Also, who was in this? Vinny Del Negro's in this draft, another second-tier guy. Anthony Mason in this draft, another guy. You know who got drafted right after Anthony Mason?
No.
Jorge Gonzalez. Do you know who that is, Jimmy?
No.
Jorge Gonzalez. Do you remember in wrestling?
I live in Arizona. I know like 9 of those.
Okay. That's true. You grew up here.
Yeah.
You went to school with 14 Jorge Gonzalez. But were any of them 7'7"?
No.
Okay.
7'7" Mexican guy?
7. He's Argentinian.
Okay.
7'7" Argentinian guy. He was a wrestler.
What?
Giant. Do you remember that he wore the furry man suit?
I have no idea who
He
this
wore
guy
a
is.
furry, like a suit from top to bottom, and it had like a man's body, so he looked like a Sasquatch, kind of airbrushed onto it with patches of fur.
That is horrible.
It was a furry dude. It was the weirdest thing I've ever. It was like half Sasquatch, half man costume. It was. Look up Giant Gonzalez or what the hell was he in? That's what he was in WWF, I think. Yeah, Giant Gonzalez. He fought Undertaker. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. So,
and then he's drafted in the NBA.
Before that, he was drafted in the NBA.
Oh, so he washed out of the NBA and ended up there.
He ended up. Well, he can't run. He's like when you see him, you go, "There's no way that guy's running a court."
Why would he pick this?
But he's 7'7" and 7'8", whatever the fuck he is. He's a freak. So they drafted him, and because what they did was they signed Ted Turner on the Hawks. He's the one who drafted him. They signed him to just a general contract, not just a contract for the Hawks.
Okay.
So that way, if they didn't think he'd work out for the Hawks, they literally put him in wrestling, which Ted Turner owned also. They put him in WCW. So they were like, gotta do something with this giant motherfucker.
We gotta use him.
We gotta use him.
He's a huge body. He's very useful somewhere.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He can step over the top rope. He's got it all. Terrible wrestler. He's just like,
terrible NBA player, worse wrestler?
Worse wrestler, yeah. I don't think he ever played in the NBA.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever played they probably ran him down the floor twice, and they're like, oh, God,
Jesus, no.
He can't run. He's going to break. So they put him in wrestling, and then Vince McMahon took him for a minute and was like, wow, that was terrible, and got rid of him, and he went back to WCW, and then he eventually went to Argentina and died.
Really?
Yeah. He's
dead.
My
God.
Yeah, he's dead.
That's terrible.
Yeah, absolutely dead as a doornail. Where he went to die in a wheelchair, I believe, because he was so broken.
Because he's got a disease because he's that big.
He's all broken. I don't know what it is. It's just his
the human
organs
body's
couldn't take it anymore.
We're not built to be that big.
No, exactly.
As great as it would be.
You don't see a lot of 7'6" people. Well, you don't see a lot of 7'6" people anyway. But the ones that do exist, they're not 80 most of the time.
You don't see them being even older than that. It's just not a thing.
So Rod Strickland, number 9 to the Knicks, though. He goes to the Knicks here, and this was actually... The Knicks were kind of decent at this point. They were 52-30 this year. Rick Pitino was their coach.
Oh, boy.
Which is, to think of Rick Pitino coaching the Knicks is funny to me. They went to the playoffs this year, actually. They had Patrick Ewing, obviously, Mark Jackson. So you had Jackson and Strickland at point guard, which made no sense. Right. They drafted Strickland, and they were like, you have exactly that. Mark Jackson's the exact same guy. He's a point guard, New York City, same kind of style.
Yeah.
And they drafted him like the year before. So they were like, why the
aggressive and dribbles.
It makes no sense why they would draft him. At least draft a different type of point guard or draft.
Unless you want the exact same thing to have fresh legs
that's kind of what the thought was, but they didn't get along like that.
Sure.
For that, the team didn't work out that way.
Yeah, Mark Jackson's a guy that he's an industrial dude. He sticks around on the floor the entire game.
Yeah, he's
takes 2-minute breaks.
Oh man, yeah, he's in the game. And also Kenny Walker. Remember Kenny Walker?
No.
Kenny Walker used to do well in the dunk competitions. He had a big, giant kid and play
flat top
eraser flat top, like a big one. Mm-hmm. It was pretty hilarious back then in like '89. Gerald Wilkins, who will have his own episode, because recently he got arrested like 4 times in a month.
Really?
It's pretty wild, yeah.
Played for the Hawks too, right?
Yeah, for him and for his brother there too. Dominique played for the Hawks, but Gerald had like a progressively, He had like 4 arrests in a month, and they were progressively crazier to the point where the last one, you're like, oh my God, what the hell's going on with this guy?
Can't wait.
He snapped. Trent Tucker, Charles Oakley, so a lot of guys on this team. They went to the playoffs. They swept Philly in the first round, and they lost to the Bulls in the second round, though. Okay. This was Jordan's, he's 4 years in the league, starting to come into his own. Has some trouble with the team, though, in the middle of the season. Mm-hmm. He isn't getting along with everybody here. Apparently, he doesn't like how Rick Pitino's been breaking his balls in public. That's his kind of style, is to trash a guy to the press and hopefully light a fire under his ass.
This is New York. This could be bad.
That's not a good thing, especially in a person's hometown, too. Yeah. So now that's not cool.
Right. It's the biggest market in America, and it's your hometown.
Yeah.
And people are hating you that you know.
And I think that's a thing where, like, coaches do different things for different people. Strategy, like they different ways of getting shit out of different people.
Sure.
So he might have looked at Rod and said, that's how I think I can get something out of Rod, is to light a fire under his ass and embarrass him, and then he'll go out there and play. But he miscalculated. He's a rookie, so he doesn't know him, obviously, but he completely miscalculated his personality, and not a good way to go about it, which for me either. I would have been like, oh, fuck yourself. Right. Fuck you. You talking to the fucking... You could have talked to me, asshole. Right. Fuck
and
yourself.
I didn't find out about it until my fucking doorman asked me what the fuck's wrong with me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And, he said some nasty... Yeah, Pitino said nasty shit, too. He said that after a loss, he told the press that Strickland was, quote, nowhere near as good as the media made him out to be.
Oh my,
that's aggressive.
That hurts.
That's aggressive for a rookie.
That's in the soul, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ,
not cool.
We took our chances on this guy because of all of you, and he is terrible.
And he is. I'm telling you, guys, you fucked up. He's useless to me out here.
You said he's good, you liars.
So the general manager of the team said, quote, that was not a very smart thing to do. How good Rod is a matter of opinion. If Rick thinks he's not as good as the press thinks, fine, but that's nothing you say in the papers about one of your own players.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Terrible thing to do. He said, especially if you might want to trade him someday. What are you going to lower his value?
Excellent
He
point.
stinks.
Right.
Give me a good player for him.
Give me the best player you got.
That's not what you do.
For this piece of shit that I hate, and you all know it.
You say, he's super good. We're trying to figure out how he fits into our fucking operation, is what you say. Right. And if he doesn't, you go, wow, it's not him. He's amazing, but we just don't have that. And you trade him and then let him go be shit somewhere else.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll even give somebody a big contract, so it looks like, oh, wow, they must mean it.
They love him.
They love him. So, he ended up, he said he doesn't, his friends, his agent, everybody says he's not too happy about it.
I'm sure.
He's pretty fucking pissed off. One of his friends said it's the worst thing that he could have done. He said, Pitino, he said, quote, don't do that. Rod's the most sensitive, mild-mannered man you could meet. His psyche means so much to him. Rod's a kid. He doesn't know what you're talking about when you say this is his job. To him, basketball is everything. It's his life. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but it is your job, too, at the same time.
Is that how you feed yourself?
But you have a 21-year-old kid who, basketball, as much as it's a craft, it's also a bit of an art, and you're feeling... how you feel really makes a difference in how you play.
Of course,
so you can't, it's definitely there's an expressiveness to it where it's not just like you go dig a hole and then the hole's dug, whether you feel like shit or not. Mm-hmm. If it's dug, it's dug. It doesn't have to be dug with any style or aplomb, and no one's trying to stop you from digging the hole. And
That's another point.
Dig an alternate hole better at the same time.
Nobody's digging another hole next to you and throwing their dirt into your hole.
That's what I mean. It's a totally different thing. So, not that digging a hole is easy. I'm just saying it's different. He says, and then Strickland's agent, Norman Blass, who I'm sure is silver as can be, he says, quote, Rick is trying very hard to get Rodney to grow up. I like how he calls him Rodney, so it makes him sound older. But at the same time, Rodney is going through a very difficult time. He's always been the star, the glamour boy. The glamour boy?
That's a terrible way to...
I would not appreciate.
Don't you dare call me a glamour boy.
1989, and I'm like trying to be like, I'm a rookie and I'm tough, and now you're going to...
And you're Rod Strickland. Rod Strickland's he's a handsome, small, tough guy.
Yeah, you could call me glamour boy.
Glamour boy.
Because he's going to go out to practice, come back to his locker, and it's not going to say Strickland above his locker. It's going to have a piece of tape that says glamour boy above it.
And a bag full of OPI cosmetics.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There, UPI cosmetics.
I think it's OPI.
I know.
I think it is,
UPI
but
is the press thing.
You're right.
So I would love to see that. I would love sew it on his jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's glamour boy. Number 10, Glamour Boy.
He doesn't see it till he's on the
Just
court.
throws it on.
Starting at point guard, Glamour Boy. Why do they keep calling me that?
What the fuck, man? He's always been the Glamour Boy. He obviously wants more minutes, but he hasn't made a fuss. He played him 5 minutes Wednesday because he was angry at him for being late. But Rod doesn't do anything so harmful that he should be made to feel like a scapegoat. If Rick did that to Oakley, Charles would have thrown him into the stands. Yeah, which is true. Right. That's the thing. If you said some shit like that to Charles Oakley, you'd have to deal with Charles Oakley. Right. And he would be settling that shit with you quickly, and you know that. That's why you wouldn't do it.
It's a bad man in his 60s. That man is... Dude. He is a vicious man.
We're definitely going to do a Charles Oakley episode. One of my favorite players. He's done some awful things off the court, but on the court, oh my God, they don't make Charles Oakleys anymore. If you put Charles Oakley, like 1992 Charles Oakley, anywhere in the NBA today, there'd be a halo of 6 feet around that guy because they'd be terrified of him. Oh my God, he's going to kill me. Are you kidding me?
I'm friends with him on Facebook, and his updates, his status updates are as bad shit as you would expect.
He's Charles Oakley,
he's
man.
He's a crazy man.
What do you want?
And I love it.
He's the best. He is great.
I can't get enough of him.
So Rod in his rookie year with the Knicks, he plays in all 81 games, actually. So there's, or 80, he plays in 81, 82. So...
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus.
Not bad. Plays in all the games. Only starts 10 because Mark Jackson's ahead of him. 16.8 minutes a game, so that's not a lot. No. It's pretty low. 8.9 minutes a game, or points per game, 3.9 assists, 1.2 steals. He's okay.
But he's being underutilized.
Yeah, he's not being used. There's a guy, and Mark Jackson's really good, so it's not like there's a shit guy ahead of him. Jackson's like a second-year guy who's really good, so they're going to play him. But Rod makes the All-NBA rookie team the second team. All-NBA rookie second team.
Okay. So he's the second best point guard?
Of the rookies.
Yeah.
Second best rookie point guard is what they're saying.
Pretty good.
Not too bad, though. That's not bad. He's not a piece of shit like Patino's making him out to be. And he makes $250,000 for that. Yeah. So pretty good. You know what? Let's do it this way. Grace. Let's do Grace here just because he's in his hometown. Yeah. Well, he's got all NBA rookie second team. He's doing well. He does have some more uptime, but there's a lot more downslide here coming up. So let's do that. 89-90, he starts the season with the Knicks.
I can't believe this.
Isn't it weird? I remember him as a kid being.
I never knew he had played for the Knicks ever.
That's so. Well, yeah. Then he left early here because on February 21st, 1990, the Knicks trade him.
Yeah.
So he's only there a year and a half.
But he played an entire season.
A whole season. He's traded for Maurice Cheeks to the Spurs. Yeah.
Okay.
Remember him on the Spurs?
Strickland?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. I remember his basketball card on the Spurs, but I don't remember ever watching him on the Spurs.
And I think that card was him playing for another team, but they have a picture of him on the Spurs?
Probably because he came from the Knicks. He played for the Knicks till February, but I think he played 3 years on the Spurs, though.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. Let's get into it here. Weird. Don't expect it, right?
Why did they have him?
Was
he the... Okay, I'll let you tell me. I don't see him as the starter.
I just don't see it.
I don't believe you.
Well, Larry Brown was the coach, who's like the top 3 of winningest of all times. You should take it up with Larry Brown. Larry, I don't see him as the starter. Well, Jimmy, let me.
I don't see it happening.
How about
Larry?
this, Jimmy? Let me talk to you about it this way. So they go 56-26, though. The Spurs, they were a playoff team always. I remember at this point in time, they had David Robinson, and they were decent. Coach Larry Brown, though, that's weird. And they go to the playoffs. Like I said, they sweep the Nuggets in the first round, and then lose a 7-game series to Portland.
Yeah.
So Portland was good in 90.
They're very
it was
good.
A real good team. This team had Frank Brakowski, Terry Cummings, Sean Elliott.
Boy, was Terry Cummings hideous.
He's a hideous man. Very, very hideous.
That's the worst. I hated when I unwrapped that basketball card.
Rick Smith's level hideous.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I hated his face.
Not quite a mutant like Rick Smith's, but just
I couldn't gather why his face looked that way.
Well, it looks like it was left in the hot Arizona.
Yeah.
Summer, in a car for 5 minutes too long, and it started to melt, and then their mother came out and went, "Oh no, I left my child in the car," and took him out, but his head melted just a little bit,
just enough to where it almost looked like there was no ears on the head.
Yeah, because it was kind of
he just looked
like a weird thing,
like a penis with eyes.
Yeah,
it was really weird.
Whereas Rick Smith's, you would be like, is he from a tree people? What the fuck is he? Is he is he even human?
Big eyebrow ridge line.
Yeah,
just a strange looking man.
Very weird. David Robinson, Vernon Maxwell on this team. David Wingate, who again he'll have an episode as well. There's a lot of episodes on this team, but a lot of players are recognizable. So, he goes there and finishes out the year, averages about 14 points a game for them. 91-92 Spurs. They go 55-27. They lose in the first round to the Warriors. But more importantly, he starts having some problems here. He's in January 91. It's in the press that he's a little wild and not fitting into the game plan.
Okay.
Larry Brown says, quote, "It's tough. I've always had point guards who are really fundamentally sound. I've had other players who were kind of wild, but never at point guard. Sometimes I just cringe at some of the things Rod does, but I want him to have fun, and I don't want to curtail what he does best," which is, creating on the fly.
Yeah.
Rod's kind of a jazz point guard. He's not a real.
Yeah.
He's not Mark Price.
No.
He's not coming up the floor and he's more of a jazz guy. He's a street ball kind of.
Create the play,
which is way more fun to watch.
Sure.
In my opinion, I'd rather watch that than
It makes sense that they wanted that because shortly after this they took Avery Johnson, and Avery Johnson,
which is kind of the hybrid of that.
Yeah.
He's also pretty controlled at the same time, but he can freelance a little bit.
But he'll create it if he has to.
Absolutely. Larry Brown said he's going to take chances. He's going to go after steals and not get back on defense, and that's what he does too. He takes chances. He goes for a steal.
Right.
And then if you blow it, then you're fucked.
And your guy's open.
Exactly.
Right.
He said he's going to shoot wild shots and try to get a little fancy sometimes. But if you tie him down too much, it prohibits him from being creative. You take a great part of his game away from him. You have to be real careful. So that makes a lot of sense. At least he sees it that way. Larry Brown, that's why he's probably one of the winningest coaches in the league. So he plays in 58 games. They start him in 56 games.
Okay.
So at least he can feel like he's in the lineup. Averages 13.8 points a game. What is this? 8 assists and 2 steals. So not bad.
He's figuring it out.
They like him a lot. Yeah, $400,000 he makes for that. So pretty decent. April 17th, 1991. Now he got some problems. Now he's got some off-the-court issues.
Oh, really?
We'll say here. Yeah, already. Well, he gets a misdemeanor charge this particular day.
Well, DUI in San Antonio?
No. DUI would be Less embarrassing. This is a misdemeanor charge of lewd conduct.
What'd he do?
Well, he's accused of indecent exposure.
Rodney.
And they say Rodney Strickland.
Rod away,
My
Strickland.
God. And it says Spurs Strickland, double exposure is the newspaper thing. You know, they were like, can we make a joke about Rod? Can we do that?
Can we do it?
Can we say, like, Rod exposed? Can we do that? That's just a double entendre, right? I mean, no one will.
Throw some wordplay
Come on, they were like, we can't do it.
Let's be the New York Post.
Exposure? Yeah. Can we do that? All right, fine. So it's in a Seattle hallway. A 28-year-old woman filed a complaint against Strickland, accusing him of not once, but twice exposing himself to her in a hallway of the Stouffer Madison Hotel in Seattle.
Gross.
She told police she was the hotel or the action.
I saw it happen. I saw him in my head go, take a look at that. And she was like, did I just see her? And he goes, sure did. Look at that.
Around, he's like, right here, still there.
Still out.
Pictured a little shake,
a little wobble,
make a dangle. Yeah, just wanted to lay there still.
A little wiggle.
You don't want to lay there on the plate like a fucking, it's got to be alive, I guess. It would be more. This is disgusting. Don't do this, Daddy. Never take your dick out, especially waggle it.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants to see your dick. That's the thing. They really don't. And if a woman wants to see your dick, the thing about women is they'll ask you to see your dick. Oh, my God. If they want to see your dick, they'll go, show me your dick. I want to see your dick.
And when they do, you have to in your, I don't know about you, but I go, fucking really?
Yeah, you're like,
you really want to see that?
I guess.
I can't believe you want to see that.
Sure, why not?
Here it is.
Yeah. It would be like somebody, that's the thing, for a guy, it's not like, it's different. If a guy was like, show me your pussy, like, oh, put him in handcuffs. Jesus. What a nightmare. He's going to attack this woman. Whereas for a guy, it would be like, it would be the same as if a woman said, show me your coffee cup. Right. You'd be like, sure, here it is. See, it's from when I went to Pennsylvania it says, it's got a thing by
It says
Philly.
I love my cat, but it's a possum on the cup. Do you get it? Cat, possum.
See how it works there.
It kind of looks like a cat.
Same thing. We're like, see, yeah, there it is. There you go. But you don't just put it out there unsolicited.
Yeah.
You can't just lay it out on the line in a hallway of a hotel. He was wearing only a towel.
Okay.
What are you doing right away?
Yeah.
Why are you in a hallway of a hotel in a towel?
It's already all gone wrong.
Done. You need more clothes than that. I'm sorry.
My hotel room door does not open until I'm not in a towel and there are clothes on my person.
He's just hanging out there long enough to expose himself twice. So it's not like he opened the door to like reach down and get the USA Today or whatever the fuck they were putting at the front of the door then, and then saw a chick who was like, hey, there's my dick. And then she kept walking. He was just hanging out in the hallway.
And then he turned and the door clicked and then he's like, I'm going to show her again.
He's just like, he's hanging out reading the USA Today. What's happening, baby? He takes his dick out. She goes in her room, comes back out. I still got this here for you anyway. You seeing this shit in the Middle East? It's fucked up, man.
Pointing down it with his dick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just dick
See
open.
This shit on B12?
Newspaper over it. Just puts it down. Right? It's fucked up, right? Pulls it back.
That Sodom's insane.
Yeah. She claims, the woman, she's a flight attendant from Portland who was staying in Seattle for the night. She claimed there was loud music coming from one of the rooms. The Spurs were staying there. Sure. Loud music coming from one of the rooms. She said that she complained about 1 a.m. and Strickland and another man positioned themselves on each side of the hallway. So this wasn't even like she's walking by, here's my dick. This was like a
intimidation.
This was like, hey, what's happening?
Yeah.
How you doing? Like, this is not the way you come on to a woman,
right?
Especially in an enclosed area with no one else around, like a hotel like that where she can be yanked into a room. That's not okay. This isn't public. Even in public, don't do this. She said that Strickland made a cat call, then opened his towel he was wearing, exposing himself. She said that he called out and exposed himself again as she headed to her room. Like,
being the creepiest.
Did you not see what I had for you? What the fuck?
No, I said smile.
No, I said smile because it's my cock that you didn't want to see. And you're probably scared you're going to get pulled in by two men and raped because, we're alone in a hotel room and it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
And Belle Biv DeVoe is blaring in the fucking hallway.
Just
that
go.
Girl is poison.
That girl is poison.
Look at my dick.
Never just make by smile.
I can't believe how much I loved that. I really did. I was so into it.
Okay, but it wasn't like
I loved it.
It wasn't like
I was like, wow, this is so interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
You like Public Enemy and shit?
That's how they do it in Philly. That's what they do.
I like Public Enemy at that age. I was like 10, 11 by then, and that was
Boyz II Men was from Philly too, right?
Yeah, but they're soft, man.
That was another one that was. I was just like, wow, this is amazing. Guys,
yeah,
just
it's
sound
great.
like
They
that.
sound good, but it was I don't know.
I was blown away. The guys could sound like
that.
Oh,
they were sounding wonderful. Yeah,
I was amazed.
Wow, so amazed that it makes you take your dick out in the hallway. apparently, yeah. So. This is not okay, though. This is aggressive behavior.
Yeah.
And the Kings County Prosecutor's Office said they're arraigning him and all this type of shit. And the 28-year-old woman said that, quote, he said, quote, I don't know anything about it. I don't even want to know. That's what he said after he was charged legally.
No, we want to know.
Yeah, and I think you probably want to know why you're being charged with a crime.
You should absolutely ask.
Man, I don't even want to know about this shit. What? You should. Those are handcuffs.
Right.
Should you be curious mildly of why you're in them? I would be.
They're talking about your dick was out, man.
Yeah. Hey, that's a big charge.
Right.
Like you took your dick out at 1 a.m. with another guy.
Also, if your name is Rod, and your last name rhymes with dick also, you never do any crimes where your dick is involved.
Rod exposed his dick.
You never
That's
do
not
this.
Good. Yeah. That's bad stuff.
God damn it,
He's
Rod.
leaving a lot open.
Really?
So 91-92 with the Spurs here. They're 47-35, and they get swept by the Suns in the first round of the playoffs. This was the Suns'
that's a good year.
upswing. Then the next year was the Barkley year. This is pre-Barkley year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 91-92.
Oh, 91-92.
Yeah, 91-92. He had a long contract holdout. He doesn't sign until Christmas Eve.
Really?
Yeah, he has a long ass. I think it's 88 days or something. It's one of the. It's the longest holdout in Spurs history.
Oh, Jesus.
That's the
post cock exposure.
Post cock exposure.
How do you hold out when you behave that way?
Yeah, when you give your cock away with such.
Yeah.
Willy-nilly.
Such utter disregard.
To people who don't even want it.
Right.
I mean, you can't.
How do you expect us to pay for your basketball abilities, and especially at top dollar?
That's top. Well, yeah, $1.3 million for 1 year. 80-day holdout. That
Jesus.
was it. The former team record was 10 days.
By 8 times.
By Frank Pietragallo, who also had no business holding out. Yeah. Excuse me, are you a large Polish man and you play in the NBA? Just be lucky you're here.
Just be thankful, would you?
Be thankful.
Take the check and cash it.
Frank Pietragallo, really? So Strickland said, quote, I'm just happy to be back to playing basketball. And the general manager said, tonight's signing of Strickland is a major step forward in creating continuity for this ball club. Everybody's very happy about it. He plays in 57 games this year, 13.8 points a game, which is exactly what he had the year before. Exactly, which is kind of weird. 8.6 assists, 2.1 steals. So he's still active. He's still doing his thing there. March 23rd, 1992, Kyrie Irving is born. Okay.
What?
Okay. Weird to think that, right? Isn't that weird?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That is really uncomfortable.
That guy's really famous.
Yeah.
And like...
just born.
Seinfeld was on for 3 years.
Right.
Before he was born. Think about that. Think about that shit. Like that. Fresh Prince had been running.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like this shit was like...
Oh, my God.
92. And I only bring up Kyrie Irving because Rod is Kyrie Irving's godfather.
Is it? How?
It's weird, right?
Who is Kyrie Irving's dad?
His dad, Drederick, played college basketball at Boston University alongside Sean Teague and under coach Rick Pitino.
Okay.
So after completing his college career, his father ended up going to Australia to play ball over there. Kyrie's born in Australia.
Yeah.
He's got dual citizenship and all that shit.
I do know that.
And Irving lived there and everything. And when they moved back, I guess through Pitino, somehow he knows
they became friends.
Yeah, because that was with the Knicks, and they became friends. And somehow he's buddies with the dad, and there you go.
Kyrie, he's
next
so
thing you
good.
know, yeah, he's having some problems right
if he'd
now.
shut his fucking mouth,
He's having, but I mean, he can also say what he wants.
I get
because
it.
The league fucking uses him to draw
Yeah,
people.
I get it.
So it's like, hey, you're going to use me, then you're going to use what I say too. Fuck you.
I love how good he is.
He's on the court. He's
my
fucking great.
God.
Yeah, he's amazing to watch.
I hate buying my son basketball shoes because they go so quickly. But
Yeah.
I've bought him 3, maybe 4 pairs of Kyrie's. I love them, and he loves them. Cool. They look great, and I tell him if you keep wearing them, hopefully you'll be good at something like that, like he is. Make me some money.
But probably not basketball.
No, probably not.
Because me and your mom both short.
Just use those as motivation to be a great engineer.
Yeah, that's something else, yeah. You'll have really comfy feet as you do math.
As you make a bridge.
Or some shit that doesn't involve being tall and jumping.
And dribbling insanely fast.
You're bad at all those things. Sorry. Now, July 3rd, 1992, Rod signed as a free agent with the Portland Trailblazers, which is
that long.
Fits right in there with this is Portland's, quote unquote jailblazer time, where we've done multiple episodes of different guys.
There's Jesus.
He gets arrested with Cliff actually at one point during this whole thing. Absolutely, they're perfect to get arrested together. Isaiah Ryder's on these squads. There's a lot of guys coming in and out that have some problems. So 92, but good. They were fucking great to watch.
So
too.
Good. Yeah.
Awesome team, really fun. This
Jerome
is still Clyde Drexler on this team. So he was
there.
Never getting arrested though.
No,
he was just busy looking like he was 53.
Right.
When he was 26. Yeah.
Poor fuck.
Just bald as shit. Shave it all, Clyde.
Yeah.
What the fuck were you? But he still looked old, and he had a mustache.
Yeah.
And in the 90s. Young people didn't have mustaches.
No,
just a mustache.
He looked like Benson.
Yeah. Well, Robert Guillaume.
Yeah. He just looked like a terrible. He just looked like
Benson doesn't have a mustache.
No,
he looked like he had a bald head and a fucking mustache. He looked like a tall George Jefferson, like his look.
Yeah.
Not that he didn't look like him in the face, but he had like a, he had a mustache and he had that fucking bald head. So it was like a. Not a guy.
It wasn't bald though. He had the shit on the side.
That's what I mean.
For so long,
sat on the side, so he looked like he was like a skinny black Steve Balboni is what he looked like. Yet he's dunking from the foul line. You're like, what is happening?
Doesn't make sense.
How is that old man dunking? And then you're like, he's 27. What? Oh my god!
That poor fuck.
Jesus.
How much would you hate everything if that was your face? On such an athletic body, and you can't even sell shit.
Yeah, it'd be hard.
You are cursed with that. You can't even be the face of Wheaties.
No, you'd have to do like some sort of hair product or like
Activia or
a mustache brush or something.
Some elderly, just something that helps old people poop.
Robinson's mustache combs. When your mustache is just too unruly, Robinson's mustache comb. That's the only comb for Clyde Drexler. And he stands there and starts combing. See? Like, what else are you going to fucking do?
Poor fucking guy.
Yeah. But good team, though. 51-31, the Trailblazers here. But their problem was they never could kind of close the deal in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They lose 3-1 to the Spurs in the playoffs in the first round. Good squad, though, like we said. Kevin Duckworth, Mario Ellie, Jerome Kersey, Drexler, Terry Porter, Tracy Murray, Cliff Robinson. Pretty good squad.
Yeah.
Buck Williams, not bad here. Rod fits right in. He plays in all 82 games. He starts 58 of them, 17.2 points a game, so a career high for him there. 9 assists, also a career high, 1.8 steals. So he's progressing, and he's making more money, too. $1.2 million for Rod this year. Now we're talking. Good job, Rod. He's making some dough. 93-94 with the Blazers here. Coach Rick Adelman, by the way. The coach, they lose to the Rockets in the first round, 3-1. So
I was just going to say that. As they had their run, every year there was a different Western Conference team that was so good.
That was the juggernaut.
The Jazz, the
Suns,
Rockets,
the Rockets.
Suns, the Spurs.
There was always somebody.
Just rotating. It was never for them.
It was never their turn. Just was never their turn. Rod, though, a good season for Rod again. He's killing it, having a very good time out there. So he plays well. He can't crack the All-Star team, though.
Really?
Rod's one of those guys that he played a long time. You know his name. Yep. Look at his stats, 17.2, 9 assists. That's great.
Sounds great career.
All-Star numbers, right? Never once an All-Star. Never. He's just below that tier slightly that you just can't crack it.
What is the All-Star team made of? Is it 12? Is it just like a regular team, or is it more than that?
It's no, it's 12.
He's never going to make it.
Here's the squads for 94.
Okay,
so where would he fit in? Now he's in Portland, so he'd be on the West. Let's look at the West.
Yeah.
Olajuwon, Mitch Richmond, Sean Kemp, Karl Malone, Clyde Drexler.
That's the starters.
That's the starters.
Yeah.
So you're not beating Drexler out. He's on your team, and he's fucking Clyde Drexler.
But he was a shooting guard, right?
Yeah, and
Mitch Richmond was your point guard.
And Mitch Richmond's pretty amazing.
And
he's a 2 also.
They could go back and forth.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
On the bench.
Yeah.
Okay. John Stockton.
Okay.
You're not cracking that. David Robinson, Cliff Robinson, Danny Manning, Gary Payton,
never.
Latrell Sprewell, Kevin Johnson.
It's never happening.
Stockton, Kevin Johnson, Gary Payton. You're not better
Rod
than those.
Strickland.
Yeah. You're great, but they're fucking superstars. That's what I mean. You're never getting to that level. Oh, there's so many great players back
What do
then.
you think held him back from being a superstar? Because his numbers are great.
They're great, but everybody else's were better.
They just had a couple more points more.
A couple more points, couple more assists. Gary Payton was the best defensive point guard. Stockton was stealing like crazy. The assist leader,
right.
him and
Kevin
Malone.
Johnson was making
dishing,
points.
And he's averaging 20 points a game, too. It was hard. And this team was great, too. It was another thing. So it was a
poor fuck.
Tough thing. He makes $1,560,000. That'll soften the blow a little bit, I guess, if you're a millionaire after the whole deal. But March 5th, 1994, he's got a little bit of a problem here with Cliff Robinson. This is in the middle of the night. 4 a.m.
in Portland?
Oh, no, in Chicago.
Oh, my God.
4 a.m. in Chicago.
They're on the road.
Yeah, they're on the road.
Playing Chicago.
He's with Cliff Robinson.
Yeah.
And whenever we say 4 a.m. in a Chicago parking lot.
With Cliff Robinson.
Probably bad.
Yeah.
Probably not going to work out well. Now, that night, Cliff scored 18 points. Strickland had 16 points and 11 assists. Not bad. And the Blazers won their 8th out of 9 last night.
And they beat the Bulls.
They beat the Bulls, losing their 4th in a row.
Unbelievable.
Bad streak for the Bulls. And so this... What do you think? Okay.
Yeah.
Guys.
Guesses.
Okay. This is some shit you would expect from some like drunken bar patron or something, which I'm sure they were. Yeah. But they get arrested for getting into a fight with a trucker in a McDonald's parking lot
at 4 a.m.
in downtown Chicago.
Wow.
Downtown McDonald's parking lot.
Oh, my God.
4 a.m. fight with a truck driver.
I'll bet you I even know that McDonald's. I bet it's that one that's the rock and roll one downtown.
Let's hope not.
And if it is, that's a bright, loud parking lot at 4 a.m.
It's 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning. Apparently, there was a minor traffic accident with the truck bumped in or the car bumped into a truck. There was something. So everybody got out and started pushing and shoving, and next thing you know, they're fighting with truckers.
Wow.
In a McDonald's parking lot.
Holy shit.
Cliff Robinson says, quote, "This is a total misunderstanding. We were hungry. We wanted something to eat at McDonald's. A guy backed into us, and then the whole thing got blown out of proportion."
Right.
Fighting and things.
It's Cliff 6'7".
Yeah, he's tall as shit.
Probably stoned.
Seeing everything. Yeah, I'm guaranteed.
he's got as much.
He's got as much chance of being stoned as I do. He's stoned. So they were both charged with simple battery, which is a misdemeanor, and they were released on $100 bond. They have to go back for court. The truck driver was not charged here. Apparently, he was. There was some aggression toward him apparently, but I don't know what the hell he was up to. So who knows?
Yeah, was he out at 4 a.m.?
Who knows if he was like, fuck the Blazers or some shit, what his bullshit was. The team spokesman for the Blazers said, quote, "We were disappointed that they were out that late, but there is no team curfew. They're adults."
Okay.
So I don't care if they're out. Just don't get arrested.
Yeah.
How about that?
And they're throwing punches, and that's bad for them, too, because this is the time of frivolous lawsuits.
Yeah.
And that guy's not charged with anything.
Nope.
That's bad.
They end up getting charged with battery. Mm-hmm. So that's what the final charges are. So not great. 94-95 Portland now.
Yeah.
44-38. This is PJ Carlissimo pre being choked. Carlissimo here. Now they go to the playoffs that year, swept in the first round.
Oh boy.
Last 3 years, first round. And to the Suns this year, they get swept 94-95. Rod, though, decent year for him. 18.9 points a game, which is a career high. Good for you. 8.8 assists and 1.9 steals. So
averaging.
killing it.
That's great.
Doing great. This close to, he's the next guy to be on that all-star team.
If we needed 4-point guards, you're in.
If Gary Payton dies, you're in. Like, literally. If somebody breaks Kevin Johnson's legs, that's it. You're the guy. He makes $1.92 million, though, so $1,920,000. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good.
So, I mean, he's over $4 million for total so far.
He's doing all right.
Yeah.
Shit. November 7th, 1995. Bit of a problem.
Oh, boy.
He's arrested in New York. He's home. And what he gets arrested for is not terrific. It is, we'll talk about it. He's denying his misdemeanor assault charge that he had an argument with his girlfriend over another woman. And, he ends up, basically, she calls the cops, they show up, and she's got a black eye. So, not a good thing. They're arguing she's got a black eye. Bad stuff.
Generally, those don't just show up because she's mad.
Apparently there was an argument over another woman. There was, apparently they have a child together, he and her. This is not his future wife, I know, but this is some other child that he has that I don't know anything about. He's got a child with her, and there was an argument saying he was cheating, which, I mean, he's an athlete.
Oh.
So they got in an argument, and he ended up hitting her, I guess, to the point where he actually pleads guilty to hitting her and actually has to attend a therapy program for batterers.
Wow.
So
he socked her in the eye, man.
He got her.
That's unbelievable.
That's fucking not cool.
No.
So him and his girlfriend, a truck driver. He's picking odd fights to go into here. I don't understand
Throwing
this.
dicks around.
Throwing dicks in hallways.
Oh my.
It's happening. This is a hallway dick.
Rod Strickland's a bad man.
This is not cool. Well, he's got a real I'm arrogant type of streak. Like he's going to do what he's going to do, basically.
Sure.
And we'll talk. And he seems to have these times of contrition where he's like, I'm going to get it together. They're right. I shouldn't fucking take my dick out in a hallway.
Right.
And then he's like, nah, fuck it. I'll take my dick out in a hallway. Like it's a weird.
It's not shocking when you saw the swagger. He had an attitude.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just keep your dick in your pants.
It's shocking that
keep your dick in your towel.
Don't hit chicks.
Don't hit chicks. Yeah. And then, I don't care what I love the fucking swagger and ball play. I love it. That's what I want to see. God damn it. So I like that. In Portland here, this is November 7th, 1995. This is, again, right in the beginning of the season, too, right when you want this to happen.
Yeah.
He's arrested again here. That is, no, I'm sorry, that's the same one.
Okay.
That's the arrest for the black guy.
Got it.
That is fucking terrible. And punched her in the face, is what she claims. And in the left eye and temple.
Yeah.
Gave her a black eye, hit her twice, is what she said.
He's right-handed.
That makes sense. So 95-96 Portland. They're 44-38. Guess what happens in the first round of the playoffs?
Oh, they swapped?
They lose to Utah. So there's that. So again, they can't get out of that shit.
Yeah.
Rod, though, has pretty much his regular Rod season. 67 games, 18.7 points a game, 9.6 assists, 1.4 steals. So that's the Rod Strickland line always. 18-ish points, 8-ish or so assists.
Consistent as shit.
$2,280,000,
including the salary.
We'll take it.
Very consistent.
Yeah, this is not a career I would mind having. I would love to have this career.
Right.
I'd be I don't need the All-Star game. Fuck it. This is better.
All that does is put focus on how much money I'm making and how big of a deal I am.
And otherwise, I got 3 days off.
Right.
4 days off. Now I got to go fly somewhere else and do this and play more now.
Right.
Jesus Christ, this is a lot
I can
of
go
shit.
fuck around in that city where the All-Star break is.
Yes.
And just have a great time.
Yes. Do you know how many strip clubs will be? There'll be pop-up strip clubs.
They're all operating.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
Good God. That's what All-Star weekend? Holy shit.
I can't wait.
When you hear every time there's a Super Bowl, how they bring in party buses full of strippers.
Right.
They bring in fucking...
They have strip clubs like Spirit Halloween stores.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Pop-up strip clubs, like one of these restaurants that's open for a weekend.
Rent the place for a month. I'm only going to operate for 3 days, and then you can have the place back.
And they don't care about regulations because they're coming and going, and they're just fucking blowing people. It's disgusting. That's
coming and going.
They are coming and then going.
Yeah. It's true.
It's the Super Bowl and the RNC convention.
Yeah,
is every single fucking time.
Gross.
It's gross, and
I'll bet the golf.
It's not a political thing. Right. It's just factual. I've heard that from whatever.
I'll bet golf touring does that too. I'll bet there are strip clubs and things of the sort that open up pretty free. Because ours is disgusting, James.
Oh, it's gross.
It's truly gross.
Everything here is gross.
Yeah, true.
Everything in Phoenix is covered in either jizz or dust. It's disgusting.
But the waste management one, it's fascinating. It is it's great that the waste management is sponsored because everybody there is trash. It is just disgusting.
Interesting.
Disgusting. The amount of there's a bunch of women there trying to land a golfer and a bunch of dudes in suits that run, I don't know, a carpet cleaning business that are trying to pick up the girls that don't land golfers.
They're doing fucking PR.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
They're doing PR for some fucking vodka startup or some bullshit, and they're going around, hey, honey,
I got a microbrew. Yeah, you make it in your garage, Trevor. Stop it.
That label's peeling off.
Right. Did you lick that and stick it to it?
Is that a Corona bottle? Looks like a Corona bottle. It says Corona right on the label. I can see it.
That bottle has paint on it.
Should have scraped it off.
Right.
So, July 15th, 1996, the Blazers trade Rod with Harvey Grant to the Washington Bullets, who are still the Washington Bullets, for Mitchell Butler and Rasheed Wallace.
No kidding.
Yeah, so they're bringing in.
When Rasheed went to Portland.
Yeah, think about that. He was on Washington before that.
Yeah, I remember that. That's where he got drafted.
Yeah, I think so. So 96, 97, he's with the Washington Bullets. Rod is. This is the last season as the Bullets.
Okay.
This is when they changed to the Wizards after that, which is. What are we, fucking 7? I'm sorry.
That's really childishing up some Bullets, right?
I'm going to make a stand here on this because this is bullshit.
Yeah.
I get that the Bullets, they're, between the school shootings and school shootings on the street and kid-on-kid violence and all this shit.
Crime rate in D.C.
I get it.
Yeah.
But you know what Bullets are? They're fast.
Right.
And I think that's what they're going for.
That was the aim of it.
That's it. They're saying we're fast and we run down the court fast like a bullet.
Right.
Which is, it's a fucking, what else are dangerous?
Yeah.
Lions and fucking tigers and shit.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't be a mascot either. They're dangerous.
Just because you take the name off the team doesn't make those not exist.
That's what I mean. Doesn't make sense.
Silliness.
And they're fast.
We
That's
are
what it is.
Such pussies.
It's so fucking. I'm sorry, and I don't like fucking guns, and it's the fucking. It's stupid.
Right.
It's fucking stupid. It's just stupid.
I get the Native American stuff. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
That isn't this.
No,
that has nothing to do with this.
Nothing to do with this. I don't understand it. It's just fast.
It isn't the Bullets used to take the land from the natives. So that's not the name of the team.
Or that children used to shoot each other. We're fast,
right?
Like a bullet,
right? Superman's still fast as a speeding one.
We're the lions, so we're tough. Or we're the fucking bears, so we're tough. That's what it is.
That's the idea.
Big like a bear.
Or intimidating.
Rawr. Get it?
There's very few things more intimidating than bullets.
Fly down the court like a bullet. Nope.
Very few.
We're going to be the Wizards now. We're magical basketball people.
We're literally things that don't exist.
Yeah. Here's the play, okay? Here we go. You throw me the ball, all right? You pass. I'll be coming down the right side. You pass. I'm going to kick it to the middle. You disappear before the ball gets there, okay? Right. Make yourself disappear, and that ball will bounce past you to the next guy, and then before pump fake, if he doesn't go for it, turn him into a toad,
right?
Okay? And then shoot the 3, all right? And break. Fuck out of here, man.
Just throw it up. I'll do the wizard spell that makes it go in.
Yeah, it'll bounce, and I'll make it go in like angels in the outfield. It'll be fun.
I'll jiggle the hoop from the 3-point line.
Jiggle the hoop. I'm going to jiggle a hoop over there. Hey, I'm jiggling a hoop. I'm making it go in. Don't worry about it.
Just throw it.
The fucking Wizards. The stupidest.
Meanwhile, isn't it the Wizards who had all the gunplay in the locker room, too?
Oh, yeah. Gilbert Arenas and all that.
What are we doing? We're going to change our name from the Bullets to the Wizards, and then everybody's strapped.
Ooh, magical bullet people. It's so fucking, so stupid. In the 90s, I don't know what happened in the 90s, but everything had to be for fucking 6-year-olds in the night. Even Vegas was for families now. And remember that? That was all the advertising.
Every casino had a fucking an arcade right next to it.
And bring your kids to Vegas. Like, it was like, why is some things not be for children? Can we have something for ourselves?
Is there nothing sacred for adults?
We're going to put a team in Toronto. What should we name it? How about the Raptors? And we'll give it a fucking cartoony thing, and we'll, just because kids like Jurassic Park. How about no?
We're going to start a team in Anaheim for hockey.
Oh,
and what's
God.
in Anaheim but Disneyland? What did they just do? Let's name them all the Ducks. That's
Ducks, the
Mighty Ducks. Not just the Ducks. We're going hard for the movie.
The 90s. And then they wonder why people like us who were teenagers were like, you fuck all of you people.
Right.
And then we were all
You
like
wonder why we embrace Tupac so hard?
Because
that's why.
Yeah, because you tried to shove Barney up our asses. That's why. And the Mighty Ducks.
Right.
And we were like, no, we don't want that.
Gangster Rap made me do it.
Jimmie got to trade in his Belle Biv DeVoe for Tupac. There you go.
Thank you, Zia Records.
Perfect.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this white Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
Behind the closed doors of government offices and military compounds, there are hidden stories and buried secrets from the darkest corners of history. From covert experiments pushing the boundaries of science to operations so secretive they were barely whispered about. Each week, on Redacted, Declassified Mysteries, we pull back the curtain on these hidden histories. 100% true and verifiable stories that expose the shadowy underbelly of power. Consider Operation Paperclip, where former Nazi scientists were brought to America after World War II, not as prisoners, but as assets to advance U.S. intelligence during the Cold War. These aren't just old conspiracy theories. They're thoroughly investigated accounts that reveal the uncomfortable truths still shaping our world today. The stories are real. The secrets are shocking. Follow Redacted, Declassified Mysteries on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Redacted early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
So 96-97, he's on the Bullets. They go 44-38, and they have 3 head coaches this year, so that's never a good time, a good sign for a team.
Signifies trouble.
Bad
things coming, yeah.
They do make the playoffs, though, and swept in the first round. Rod Strickland cannot get out of the first round of the playoffs for his life.
Not only can he not get out of the first round, he can't win a fucking game.
Swept by the Bulls. It sucks because when he came in as like a freshman in college, he went to like the Sweet 16 right away and like, hey, look at this, we're doing, and then just never can win a fucking playoff thing again here.
Tournaments are not for him anymore.
No, and this team is these Bullets. Oh my God. Calbert Cheney, Harvey.
He was great.
He was great, Calbert Cheney.
So
he was very steady. Harvey Grant, Juwan Howard, Jaron Jackson, Tim Legler, George Mirasan is on this team. You want to talk about a mutant.
Yeah.
That's the best way to look to Giant Gonzalez is he looked very Mirasan-y, like where you're like, did they carve him out of something?
Yeah.
Like that's not holding up? What's going on here?
The Bullets really loved freak tall centers.
They did.
Manute Bol, George Mirasan.
He was.
I think Sean Bradley played there too, didn't he?
I think they got him after a while too. Yeah, after he was
They love a center that's just enormous.
Which is weird because you never see
it never works out.
A 7'7" center winning a championship. When's the last time you've ever seen that?
Yao Ming, maybe? Did he even win?
I don't think so.
Did they win? Did he win with the Rockets?
I don't know now.
I don't know.
Now it's
he might be the last one. I mean, apart from Shaq.
Ben Wallace on this team. Young Ben Wallace. Very young Ben Wallace at this point, which is pretty cool here. It's only his 3rd year. Chris Webber on this team also over there. All right. So there's them. Now Rod Strickland, 17.2 points a game, 8.9 assists, 1.7 steals. So not a bad year. Okay. And even better on the paycheck side, $3,036,000 for Rod. So hell yeah.
That career's going well.
shit's going all right for old Rod Strickland here.
Oh, boy, he's got $10 million.
Yeah,
he doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it, but he's got...
he's at it.
He does have a 1997 white Mercedes-Benz, though.
Oh.
And I know that because he was driving it on September 4th, 1997.
What time of night?
Eastbound on the New York Avenue Northwest, which I think is D.C., at 1:50 a.m., of course. Whenever we start with 1:50 a.m., he's driving his Mercedes, there's always a problem.
Yeah.
It's never going to be good. He makes an illegal U-turn at 4th Street and is stopped at 1:50 a.m. And apparently, according to the police report, he began immediately to use derogatory and profanity-laced language toward the officer, and who also put in the report that he was, quote, acting loud and boisterous, which he might just be misinterpreting his New Yorkitude.
Yeah.
That's all. That's possible. There's a lot of people in my family that you could just say, oh, they're acting loud and boisterous. That's just how they are. Right. I mean, it's,
he's from New York on New York Avenue. So,
yeah,
I mean, it might just be coming out.
Might just be feeling it right now. I don't know what's going on. But apparently then the language got worse and we got abusive. And he said that the officer said disorderly conduct, quote, was, quote, what got him handcuffed and arrested in the first place. And he was cursing and verbally abusive. And then he said that he was asked to produce his ID and he didn't have one on him. Okay. And that's when they said, well, you need to have an ID on you. And that's when he became even more loud and boisterous and belligerent. And I don't need an ID. I'm Rod Strickland, goddammit.
Okay.
You know me. I'm almost on the All-Star team. I'm this fucking close. I swear to Christ, I could, if you kill Gary Payton, if you kill him next year, I'm a fucking All-Star. You count on that shit. Son
Not
of a
even
bitch.
now he's in the East.
Now he's in the East.
Now he's got to compete with so much worse.
Fuck. Yeah, it's gotten bad.
If you take out B.J. Armstrong's legs, you'll see.
You'll see, goddammit. So he starts doing that. Other vehicles started slowing down and stopping, and it started to become a mess because they they could see it's Rod Strickland, so people are like, hey, look at that, Rod Strickland's getting arrested. It's 2:00 in the morning.
A 6-foot black guy in a Mercedes at 2 in the morning, and he's being arrested. You're going to have a gander.
Yeah,
what's happening.
He's a distinctive looking guy, Rod, too.
His face is very...
pick him out of a crowd.
Yeah.
Easily. He's got a very distinctive face. So the cop requested assistance from other officers and apparently left the radio mic open.
Uh-oh.
And so you could hear Rod Strickland. Everybody on the band
Rod Strickland.
could hear him being quite abusive and yelling and cursing and doing all sorts of shit. Yeah, which is kind of funny. So that tape could be introduced as evidence of him doing it too.
That's being recorded.
It's being recorded. Rod Strickland's attorney, his name is Billy Martin here, which don't hire an attorney whose name is Billy Martin.
Especially when you've been arrested for being loud and boisterous.
And drunk.
Yeah.
Those are the three things that Billy Martin did best.
Is it real? Is it Billy Martin? Are we
loud,
sure?
boisterous, and drunk. Well, he was dead by now, so
Okay.
I'm sure it's not
All right.
Billy Martin. He had been killed in an accident while he was driving drunk on Christmas night.
Get out.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how he died?
Yeah, Billy Martin, shit-faced, drunk, coming home from the fucking bar on Christmas night.
One car accident?
Crashed into a tree or some shit.
Wow.
I think crappy weather or whatever, but don't drive shit-faced.
Yeah.
He was probably he was just always shit-faced, so.
Listening to sports talk, screaming his head off.
That's always what he did. He was probably driving fine. It was probably just the weather. Who knows? He had experience. So the Strickland here, Billy Martin says, disorderly conduct relates to him being loud at the time he was arrested. We believe the evidence will show that he was being mistreated. Had he not been Rod Strickland, a star of the Washington Wizards, he would have been released from custody by signing a citation promising to reappear in court. So also the problem is that's the disorderly conduct issue. But the other problem is he refused to take a breathalyzer test,
right,
which you're not allowed to do.
Yeah.
You have to take a breathalyzer if requested or whatever it is. And so the charge of driving while intoxicated is warranted only when a breathalyzer obviously is above 0.10 at the time. 0.10 at the time.
That's a lot.
So that's a lot. You could be pretty
giving him some leeway.
That's what I mean. You could be pretty good at that point and be like, oh shit, I'm under it.
We're giving you a handicap.
Yeah. So they charged him with driving under the influence because they couldn't get an exact deal here. The police officer did say, quote, he had a strong scent of alcoholic beverage on the scene, and he was refusing all commands when he got back to the 1st District. He refused everything. He just sat in his cell and was not about to do anything. So he just said, I'm Rod Strickland.
Right.
I play for the Wizards, goddammit, and I don't have to do this. So, all right, great. Good for you.
Cough up your license.
It doesn't even need ID.
Anymore. Right.
Come on, man. His attorney here, Billy Martin here, coming in silver.
Yeah.
Hair streaked with silver. Right up here. He says his client's been treated unfairly and he should not have been jailed overnight. Mm-hmm. Bullshit. He said, I think he was charged as a result of driving an expensive Mercedes-Benz.
What? Holy shit. Somebody just listened to a Jay-Z album.
Yeah, and then Wizards general manager Wes Unseld, fucking legendary player, he said, we are aware of the charges made against Rod Strickland this morning, and obviously this is a situation that Washington Sports and Entertainment does not take lightly. When we have the opportunity to speak with Rod, we'll hear his account of the incident. Until then, we have no further information surrounding these events. We will have no other comment, and then we'll not get back to you and update you once we talk to him, and this will never be mentioned again. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.
Yeah.
97-98 Wizards are 42-40. They got Bernie Bickerstaff as the head coach now.
Really?
They don't make the playoffs. And Rod has a problem over the course of the season.
I'm sure.
Are you surprised?
No.
He's starting to be a pattern here.
Yeah.
December 11th, 1997. This is an internal problem.
Oh.
This isn't a problem with the outside world, women in a hallway, police on the street. This is with a teammate.
Oh, who?
Tracy Murray.
Really?
Yep, Tracy
he
Murray.
He just played with him in Portland. They should be pals.
Nope, not pals, apparently. Well, maybe they're pals, but they were pals. They are a certain type of brother. I know that much, as we'll get into. They, and not in like a, ethnic way.
Sure.
You'll know what I mean.
Oh, I already know. I already know.
They had a dispute. The two had been brewing over a phone conversation that Murray and a woman in Los Angeles were having.
Yeah.
The woman taped this conversation, which included Murray making disparaging remarks about Strickland.
Yep.
Then she played this tape for Strickland.
God damn it.
So some ladies banging both of them.
Yeah.
And then taping them talking shit about each other and playing them for the other one.
Unbelievable.
So, that's... Come on, man.
Eskimo Brothers getting fucked over by her.
She's having a ball.
She loves it.
They think they're playing her, and
she's like, no.
You
couple of dummies.
I'm holding the strings here, Chief. I pull the strings. So she does that. They said that it wasn't clear what made this. This has been going on for weeks, apparently.
Yeah.
That, and he talked shit about Strickland, and then Rod's pissed, and then they're going back and forth.
This is great.
But apparently it came to a head this night in a hotel when Strickland went over to Murray's hotel room, and this is in the afternoon. This isn't even at 2 a.m.
Oh, no.
In the afternoon, went over to his hotel room, and they started fighting and scrapping and throwing down. Murray was left with a large bruise on the back of his upper left arm, a swollen lip, a left black eye, and a cut below the elbow. Strickland had
dropping fucking rights on him.
Well, listen to the Hornets. The team doctor closed the cut before the game, and Strickland had a scrape below the knuckle of his middle finger. That's what he had. He had punching wounds.
He was the dominant force in that fight.
Murray's got all receiving wounds, and Strickland's got one fucking deliverance, one delivering wound. He used this fist to put a whooping on you, and that was it. Repeatedly.
The back of Tracy's left arm, too. So he hit
arm. Murray ended up getting 7 stitches below an eye to close a fucking cut.
Wow.
and everything. So it was...
Rod's a bad man.
Rod will work your ass over.
Sure will.
He wasn't taking any shit. Murray's a bigger guy, too.
Yeah.
Tracy Murray was a forward.
Yeah.
He was a bigger guy.
Small forward?
I think so. I think he's like 6'7", though.
Right.
He's a big dude.
And he had a bit of a flat top, too.
At first, when he came in, that UCLA, Tracy Murray?
Added a couple more inches to
Give
him.
him a couple more inches. Yeah, that Kenny Walker for the Knicks, he looked like he was 7'3" because he had this. He was like 6'8" and a giant flat top. So when asked about it, Rod Strickland said, quote, "I have no comment on that."
My right hand sore.
I'm good. Yeah, it's a little sore. The coach, Bernie Bickerstaff, said it's a family matter and it needs to be resolved inside.
Family as fuck.
Family matter. Yeah. These Eskimo brothers are going to need to work this out amongst themselves. Because I can't.
Unbelievable.
This is a mess.
I hope one of them finds his own girl. That's what I hope.
What is it with the Wizards and internal team strife? Like the Karan Butler.
They can never figure it out.
Gilbert Arenas.
That's what happens when your
team gets along.
Yeah, but that's what happens when your team
fight.
just historically loses. They constantly fucking lose. They're no good, and that eventually
fucking Timberwolves aren't fighting each other, are they? What the hell?
The Mavericks figured it out for years and years
before they got good. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't understand what's happening here. What is going on?
I don't know.
The Clippers. Someone should have came in and mowed the whole fucking dressing room down with a machine gun at some point.
Maybe they just thought it was hilarious that they all tried so hard but still lost. And the Wizards just are frustrated. But they also employ fucking straight up gangsters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
they
guess.
got gangsters with.
But there's gangsters everywhere in every league. But why is it with the Wizards they can't not
Baron
fight?
Davis is a fucking gangster, man.
Why are they fighting each other?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Like,
I don't
stop
know.
fighting each. I get if they're fighting other people. I mean, Xavier McDaniel's in the goddamn league, but he wasn't fighting his teammates. He was fighting other people for his teammates.
Bill
Makes no
Laimbeer
sense.
too. But
Yeah, Charles Oakley.
That's what happens when your team
Anthony
sucks
Mason.
historically. I swear
guess.
to God.
It must be that.
Has to be.
It must be. The general manager, Wes Unselt's like,
I've said it once. I'll say
I'm
it
a
again.
legend. Does everybody know that I'm a legend?
I used to be really good at this when I played. I know it looks like I never played. I let myself go a little. But listen,
I'm still 6'11".
I
You
was
can see
great.
me. I was great. Back when we were the Bullets, not these pansy. This all happened when we changed our name to the Wizards. There's a spell cast upon the team.
We changed to the Wizards. I now look like a pug, a giant one.
It's not good. So Unseld said, quote, all I know about is the altercation. I'm trying to get in touch with both of those guys right now. It's going to be handled, and that's all I can tell you. Mm-hmm. Okay? They said, well, are you disturbed by this incident? And he said, quote, it's very disturbing. It's something that's not going to be tolerated. Okay, I guess not. Rod he starts all 76 games he plays in this year, 96, 97, and, or what year are we in? 96? No, 97, 98. I apologize. I'm in the wrong goddamn year. 17.8 points a game and 10.5 assists, which leads the league in assists.
That's a lot.
Finally cracks 10, 1.7 steals. So really good.
Still not an all-star.
Still not an all-star.
Damn it.
Not an all-star. Not
Poor
gonna make
bastard.
it. It's like, fuck.
What do I gotta do?
20 and 10 maybe would have done it. But he's still, at this point, because it's fan voting and shit, you're not going to make the starting team because the fans think of you as a third-tier guy.
Yeah.
You're not a starter on the all-star team, but you might get a coach to take you, except you keep getting arrested and fighting teammates and shit.
Yeah.
You want to take the guy who might fight one of my other players, or are you going to take somebody who's going to play the game? What are we doing here? So he goes to court on April 3rd, 1998, where he is convicted of driving while impaired and was fined and ordered to complete a driver's alcohol awareness program and had to perform 30 hours of community service. So you, sir, may, I guess, sort of fuck off mildly.
At least leave the room.
Fuck off on out of this room, back to your house here. That is from the September 3rd arrest where he was with the cop there. But he does make $3,450,000 this year, so not too shabby.
Rod Strickland did great in money.
He's doing fine.
Yeah.
And this isn't the peak of it.
Not yet.
He's going to get more. 98-99 with the Wizards here. This Bernie Bickerstaff gets shit canned here during this one. This is the 50-game season. They this year they suck. The Wizards are 18-32.
So
who cares in 50 games? April 25th, 1999, 3:45 a.m. Jimmie. 3:45.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen? Good
Downtown
things.
DC.
Good things are happening.
Where's he at?
Well, he is arrested on charges of drunken and reckless driving, which is 3 weeks after his probation ended for a driving while impaired conviction.
Idiot.
He's like, yeah, I can do it.
I took a class. I know how to do this now.
Yup. 3:45 a.m., obviously the best time to get arrested. This is D.C., 3:45 a.m. He's pulled over in his gold Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, he upped it.
Yeah, they got a gold one now, which is nothing worse than a gold car.
No, it's not one of the gold wrapped ones now that like look metallic. This is gold with like sparkle.
This is a fucking metallic gold paint job from Mercedes with probably gold wheels,
emblems.
Gold emblem. Yeah, so it's very gaudy.
It's very Italian gangster or realtor
or NBA player or something like that. Or any NFL player too.
Yeah.
There's this one story about in the USFL book where remember Keith Millard?
No.
The Vikings defensive lineman in the 80s, 90s?
No.
He's a big, goofy white guy, and he got into the league, and he's a giant defense. He's like 6'6", right. 290 fucking pound defensive lineman or something. She's this giant guy, 6'5" or whatever. And he said he really, really wanted a Mercedes, really bad. Like, he just had to have a Mercedes right then because he got his money. And
any car, as long as it says Mercedes.
Needed a Mercedes.
Yeah.
So he went to the dealership, and the only one, because it was like Texas during the oil boom, so the only one that they had available that you could actually buy right then, that you didn't have to pre-order,
was ugly as shit.
Was one of the small ones, the tiny ones.
2 doors.
Shit brown.
Oh, my God.
So he's like, I'll take it, because he wanted it right there. So he literally said he had like fucking cuts in his legs from being pressed against the side because he couldn't fit in the car, and like people had to help him out of it, and it was shit brown.
Yeah, it's a Mercedes.
And he said everybody made fun of him for the whole time he was in the USFL over it because he's such a fucking idiot.
And he overpaid for it.
And he overpaid for it.
Course.
Yeah, I'm sure he paid cash and pissed it away. So anyway, he's pulled over for speeding, and then the police said as they followed him, he ran three red lights and changed lanes without signaling while he was speeding. So they're like, wow. He's just stacking up the fucking violations on him.
All kinds of probable cause.
All kinds of shit. So they gave him a sobriety test, which according to the police, quote, he apparently did not pass. So there was that. He wouldn't take a breathalyzer. He was released on his own recognizance. And they asked the Wizards, Wes Unseld, what do you say about it? And he said, hold it 1 minute.
Yeah.
Hold, I got to take this motherfucking son of a bitch. I'm going to kick this little mother. No,
I got to explain to the owner that we're terrible. And now I have to explain to you why we're terrible.
By the way, you know who's an ownership group right now?
That?
Michael Jordan.
Is he part of it now?
Yeah. So
stop it. At this moment?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's got to tell the best ever.
He says, okay. All right. Keep this. He says, quote, the Wizards organization is disappointed.
Yeah.
Because Rod has been exceptional this year in terms of the fans and his commitment to the franchise. We hope to garner more information, but for now, the situation is in the hands of legal authorities.
Yeah.
Fuck! Motherfucker makes me do that one more time. How many times are they going to come to me for comment every time this fucking asshole does something?
Rod Strickland annoys me.
Right?
That's what it is.
I wouldn't care if you got arrested, but they ask me about it. They arrest you, and then the next phone call is to me.
Hey, Wes.
Hey, what do you think about this? That's what I have to do. I have to go, we're disappointed, but I have to fucking do that for you. Can I just call you a jerk off from now on? We have an agreement that if he gets arrested, I just get to call him a jerk off, and he's not allowed to be offended. So, 98-99, though, he does score 15.7 points, 9.9 rebounds. Rebounds, Jesus, that'd be wild.
How is he doing that?
He's not a rebounder. He's like a 3-rebound-a-game guy. So those are accidental ones that bounce out there.
That's when they go too far.
Yeah, 9.9 assists, 1.7 steals. 3 years in a row, 1.7 steals. 99-2000 for the Wizards. He's 29-53.
Oh, God.
Not good. Executives here are Wes Unseld, and Michael Jordan takes an active role here.
Okay.
So this is, you got Jordan up your ass now. This is a pain in the ass if you're Rod Strickland. But he does get a big old fat contract this year. Why?
What?
I don't know why you're giving him a contract.
Did he just age into it?
I guess so. He was up there. So he plays in 69 games, 67 started, 12.6 points a game. So it's has the worst since his second year in the league. 7.5 assists, which is his worst since the first rookie year.
Yeah.
1.4 steals, which is down. $10 million though.
For that year?
$10 million.
Wow. Holy shit.
Is a lot of money.
It really is.
So, wow.
That is Michael Jordan pissing money away.
That's a lot. Well, he was like, I'm gonna put the Wizards on the map. Okay. That's what it was.
Yeah.
The next year he comes out and fucking plays. Remember? That's when he was 01, 02. He was fucking playing
for the team he owns,
playing below the rim like crazy. It's like it's weird to see fucking. Air Jordan turned to Mud Jordan out there. It's just weird to watch him play below the rim.
Playing in quicksand.
It's what it looked like. It's like he's going to go up. Oh, nope, it's a layup. Never mind. He's not going up anywhere.
And it's a pass.
Oh, he pulled back for a fadeaway. A lot of fadeaway jumpers at that point. It was like, I don't remember Jordan having that many fadeaway jumpers. It's a lot. He's always good at them, but come on. April 7th, 2000, Rod's talking about retiring.
Really?
It's just a pain.
Sad enough.
He's not feeling it, Jimmy.
No.
That's the thing.
$10 million makes me not feel it either.
It'll make you go, I don't know, I just don't know if I want to do it anymore.
I think I can disappear and nobody will know anything.
Oh, man. He said that he told reporters Wednesday he considered retiring, but he said, quote, honestly, I felt like this is enough. He said, there's been times without a doubt that retirement has crossed my mind, plenty of times, but I want to play. I feel like I want to redeem myself. I've thought a lot about retirement. And he decided that no, he's not going to retire. Mm-hmm. He's going to come back, goddammit. His agent. Rod's decision was Rod's decision. And if that's the best way he felt he should handle it, then that's the way he felt.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds right.
Okay, then.
Those words make sense.
Sure. Those words are all words in a row. Thank you. None of those are out of context.
Rod's played for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Wow.
10 years in the league, making dough. October 29, 2000. He is arrested.
Yeah.
More than this one's pretty kind of bullshit, though. More than 3,000 people turn up for a special event commemorating Howard University's homecoming. Mm-hmm. Howard homecoming's kind of a big deal. It's like one of the biggest kind of college black parties in the country. It's a big deal. Listening, there's casino games and music and tents, and it's a big deal. It's a giant. No, he didn't go there, but it's like I said, it's. Yeah. I mean, even in a fucking Biggie lyric, he talks about Howard homecoming. It's a big giant event.
Sure.
So, especially East Coast. So the trouble begins after D.C. police, fire marshals, and investigators from the D.C. Alcoholic Beverage Control Board arrived about 1:00 in the morning. And we're looking at these tents, these crowds in these tents, and the police or the fire chief here said that employees were told they didn't have a permit to sell alcohol in this particular tent that they were selling alcohol in. So the tent party shifted into the main building. Everybody from there went inside where you could buy alcohol, which then put them over the fire marshal code, which even though they directed everybody in there, the fire fucking marshal, the alcohol people did that. So then the fire marshal people said, going to cite you for overcrowding. And so then I guess the D.C. police decided to just close the place down after that. And the decision to shut it down was about 2 a.m. It wasn't supposed to end till 4, so people were pissed off. And Rod ends up getting arrested. You wonder, how the fuck does that happen? Well, that's because he refused to leave the place that was shut by fire marshals. That's what the police say at first. They had reached, they were over their occupancy permit. He refused to leave. He was arrested on misdemeanor charge of unlawful entry and released on his own recognizance. But Strickland's lawyer says that he was at the club with a group of friends. Fire marshals, so we're talking about the size of the group. And he said that a group of officers approached Strickland's group, quote, made several disparaging remarks and told the group to leave. Well, that happens. A few minutes later, Strickland and others began making their way to the door, and they say, quote, officers attacked him from behind, choking him, dragging him outside. We don't have any shortage of witnesses about what happened, is what they said. So, I mean, the lawyer also said, since there were hundreds of people acting in exactly the same manner as Mr. Strickland, but he's the only one who was picked up, it doesn't require a leap of faith to believe that it's who it was, not what he was doing. That was the deciding factor for police.
It's also in D.C., and the D.C. police have had plenty of interaction with this guy.
I am not Tracy Murray, motherfucker. So the police spokesman declined to comment, but said anytime a citizen feels they were mistreated by a police officer, they should file a complaint so we can investigate it properly. So November 4th, 2000, a few days later, fire marshal drops the charges. The charges are dropped from the fire marshal thing. Prosecutors dropped the charges, saying Strickland was the only person in a crowd of several hundred to be arrested and charged with unlawful entry, which just didn't make sense as a prosecutor. You're going to prosecute one guy for unlawful. It wasn't disorderly conduct. He didn't take a swing at a cop. You can't prosecute him for that. So they said further investigation revealed that the fire marshal did not actually close Republic Gardens. Without the order to close, there was no basis to which to charge Mr. Strickland, which makes sense. Rod said the verdict sent a message that lets people know that if you're a celebrity or a personality or so-called personality, it doesn't give the cops the right to get extra adrenaline and put handcuffs on you.
Okay, Rod.
They always do, though.
Calm down, Rod. You've given people plenty of reasons to put handcuffs on you.
There's a lot. There's more coming up, too. He says this is his another one of his lawyers. I've read statements from 4 different lawyers of his in the last couple of years. He's got a lot of lawyers. He said the police were out of control. They put a chokehold on a man who was not resisting arrest and dragged him outside by the neck. There was every indication they targeted Rod. Yeah, there's no reason for any of that shit, and that's why they dropped the charges, probably so he wouldn't fucking sue them. He says, quote, well, you know what? Let's do it in their own words. Let's give Rod, let's see how he feels about this. Yeah, why not? I feel like he hasn't had a chance to speak for himself. He says, in their own words, quote, I'm happy, thankful that the prosecutor understood that there was nothing to the case, but that still doesn't do anything for the fact that I got put in a chokehold and dragged out of a club and put in the middle of the street face down. I was embarrassed and humiliated. Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, stop choking people, and especially not people who aren't fucking causing violence to anybody. No reason to do that.
I'm also shocked he didn't have that statement when he punched a woman in the face.
Nobody choked him then?
Yeah,
that's a weird thing. So 2000-2001 season starts, 2001 here. January 9th, 2000, he is arrested. Mm-hmm. Again, obviously. He is arrested and charged with drunk driving again.
Yeah.
So he likes to do that.
This is his thing.
Yeah, he hasn't played in 2 weeks because of an injured shoulder and a clash with management over his work habits.
Oh, boy.
So he's fighting with Michael Jordan, who's calling him lazy.
Jordan's like, I played through the flu.
I'm still playing. I'm 53 years old. Look at me. I can't even jump anymore, and I'm playing. For Christ's sake, I'm wearing loafers out here, and I'm playing.
I should only play golf.
Good. Yeah, my game has been golf lately, and I'm playing basketball. He asked to be traded from the team. Mm-hmm. He was tired. This time, he's arrested early Sunday after driving erratically on the parkway near CIA headquarters in McLean, Virginia.
Wow.
Which they're probably looking. You can't drive erratically around the CIA headquarters.
Probably a cop or two patrolling.
Yeah, U.S. Park Police ended up pulling him over because it's like a federal thing because you're by the goddamn CIA.
Government buildings.
Yeah, big deal. Charged him with driving under the influence and failure to stay in the lanes. Okay. So this is in Virginia. So he's got a lot. He's just got a lot.
Yeah.
He's got a lot. I mean, this is the type of guy where you just want to tell him, hey, you know what? You don't have to go out every Friday night.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just because it's Friday doesn't.
Yeah.
You still got jobs to do, man.
Yeah. You know what? Sometimes after the game, maybe you're just tired. Maybe you just go home. You crack a couple of beers. You know, you order some food, and you just kind of unwind for a while and stretch out. But he
Sometimes
can't do
you
it.
have a Saturday game, bro. What are you doing all the time?
Yeah, stop doing that. So, I mean, finally someone convinces him, though. He's like, I gotta relax. I gotta unwind. I gotta just stay home.
Yeah.
And while he's there, though, he noticed he's been neglecting things in his house. Things are broken. He's like, Jesus Christ, where have I been?
It happens.
I've been out I'm always out.
Yeah.
I've been in jail. Things are, his toilet's messed up. He needs someone to fix it. And only one man for that job. And he calls him up. It's Paul Calhoun, shit pipe enthusiast. And he says, hey, how is it you come to arrive here, guy? Because oh Christ, I know your shit pipes are clogged. I get it. I opened them up, and I got vodka bottles in there. I got all sorts of shit.
Women.
What the hell is this? You got a towel stuffed in there. Yeah. I see is this a shit-stained Michael Jordan jersey? For Wizards Michael Jordan jersey I got stuffed in there. You got all sorts of things. I'm telling you, it's too much.
Yeah.
Your shit pipes are clogged, mister, and they're clogged with everything.
Yeah.
Look at you. See this? I snaked this out. This is just a big rod of hubris. I don't know how you clogged your I don't know how you clogged your pipes with hubris.
Hubris?
But you did. And then you wiped your ass with a Michael Jordan jersey and shoved it in there. Tried to push it in with a vodka bottle. I don't know what's going on with you, but I see a Mercedes key in there. Get your fucking shit together. What's wrong with you? You're making $10 million a year hanging out with Michael Jordan, you fucking bum. And poof. He disappears, and Rod is very happy that his shit pipes are now clear, but he's now has to think about his life, which he's not thrilled with at all. It's a problem.
It's still backed up.
It's still backed up.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse. Mm-hmm. It's going to get worse. March 1st, 2001, he is waived by the Wizards.
2 months later.
Big shit can him. He's done. March 5th, though, 2001, he signed as a free agent by the Trailblazers. Mm-hmm. He can still play, so why not? This year, I don't know, he has kind of a half-assed year, 12 points a game or whatever. $10 million, though.
Wow.
Hey, you cut him. You still got to pay him.
Oh, my God.
So he made his $10 million.
That is amazing.
Yeah, he'll take it. September 2001. September 2001, a court commissioner here issues an arrest warrant for Rod Strickland, charging him with second-degree assault for allegedly knocking a 21-year-old waitress unconscious with a punch.
What?
During listen to Jimmie, a parking lot brawl outside a TGI Fridays.
Get out of my life.
Get the fuck out.
He's knocking women out over appetizers.
Come on, man.
What the fuck?
And I had a little drop of I don't like that he gave a girl a black eye back in the day. But let's say he was young and now he's learned his lesson. Okay, fine.
TGI Fridays.
I hate the DUIs, but what the fuck? I don't like the attitude, but you know what? I get it. And like all this type of shit, I'm trying to be on his side. I'm trying to fucking I'm trying
the
hard. Dick waggling. I can't do it. I'm done with this guy now. And now it's like you can't. You make $10 million a year. You literally have Michael Jordan's phone number.
Right.
You call him up and go, hey, Mike. Well, not anymore because he cut you, but
it's a problem.
You can call up fucking Clyde Drexler, I'm sure, and say hello. And you're in a TGI Friday parking lot in a position to punch a waitress?
Right.
What the fuck are you doing?
How did that even happen? Did he
get your life together?
Did he? What the fuck?
Apparently, there was a parking lot brawl.
Oh my!
What? It wasn't even one-on-one.
After his night at TGI Fridays.
At TGI Fridays, you're getting involved in a fucking brawl. Okay,
oh boy,
we're not rich people at all. I have nowhere near $10 million, but I am not going to TGI Fridays, one, because it's terrible. But if I am in a TGI Fridays, if we're on the road or something,
I'm not drawing attention to myself.
And someone starts shit starts popping off. I go, let's get out of here. I'm not going to TGI. I'm not going to fight for the Fridays.
If a fight starts happening at TGI Fridays, I look to whoever I'm with and say, this is why we don't come to TGI Fridays. What are we doing here?
Throw down for Fridays?
What are we having, a fucking fantasy baseball draft? What are we doing here?
Defend the honor of Fridays over here? Get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that shit. No.
It's your fucking mozzarella sticks.
Oh, disgusting. So he's second-degree assault. Knocks a waitress unconscious.
Wow.
Apparently, it was not based on Strickland's attorney, though, says that the warrant was not based on findings by police, but on a private citizen's complaint filed by the waitress. A police report.
Right.
When you call the cops and you say,
I'm a victim.
I was punched unconscious by somebody, then they investigate it. They're saying the cops didn't independently know about it, which is, I don't know how they would.
There was not a TGI Fridays task force out tonight.
That's why they weren't roaming the parking lot looking for NBA brawls. He called the allegations absolutely untrue. He said, I'm confident that it will be taken care of. Strickland's just trying to focus on what's ahead. He says, quote, you have to just judge me on what happens in Miami, because he's about to sign with Miami.
Okay.
Hopefully, by the end of the year, all these things will be over with, and all of you will look at me in a different light. I'm just trying to be a positive influence and trying to win games.
Okay.
All right. October 22nd, 2001, he signs with Miami.
Yeah.
So there he is. 2001-2, Miami. They're 36-46.
Yeah, it's a bad team.
It's not. They had mourning at the end. I think it's one kidney mourning.
LeBron isn't there yet.
No. Eddie House. They have Eddie House.
Yeah.
They have Kendall Gill.
Yeah.
This is LaFonso Ellis.
End of great careers.
Yeah. But this isn't good at all. They're not great, and they don't make the playoffs. playoffs. Rod, though, 10.4 points a game. He's down a lot. 6.1 rebounds, 1.1 steals.
Rebounds?
Or, I'm sorry, assists. I want to say rebounds. I want you to be taller, Rod. He does make $4.75 million for that year, though. So they gave him that's a lot of money.
$25 million in 3 years, James.
He's doing fucking phenomenal. Wow. That's amazing.
It's a lot of TGI Fridays.
It's so much. You could buy so much of those terrible mozzarella sticks. So October 27th, 2002, right before the season, he signs with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He did like a year on a team shit at the end there. They go 51-31. They have Kevin Garnett, Kendall Gill again. Jesus, can't get away from him. Let's see here. Center Mark Jackson, not point guard Mark Jackson. Anthony Peeler, Joe Smith, who was a number 1 draft pick, Wally Zerbiak,
Joe Smith,
who was white.
Poor career.
Yeah. That's number 1 to not so great. This is 51-31, though. They do make the playoffs, and they lose to the Lakers.
Yes, they
do.
do.
There you go. There's that. And Rod, though, not great. He plays in 47 games, only averages 20 minutes a game, but still 6.8 points a game. Way down.
Lord.
6.8 points, 4.6 assists, and 1 point and 1 steal even. So it is all down.
It's not good.
He makes $1,030,000 that year.
He hangs it up now, right?
And November 25th, 2003, signs as a free agent with the Orlando Magic.
What?
And he only lasts a few months on the team. He makes $887,317 though.
That's great.
So he does that for hardly anything. March 5th, 2004, signs a contract for the rest of the season with the Toronto Raptors.
I remember this.
Yeah, that I do remember. Only averages like 4 points a game while he's there, too.
Bad.
Not wonderful.
That was a bad team.
Yeah, it really was. The whole thing was a fucking disaster. And he was a free agent for a while before the Raptors picked him up. Orlando waived him in October.
Wow.
So, I mean, he played a few games for Orlando, and they shit-canned him. So, of January 19th, 2005, he is signed as a free agent by the Houston Rockets.
Really?
Yep, the Rockets got him. Jeff Van Gundy, the coach, and they go 51-31 and make the playoffs.
Yep.
And they lose in the first round.
It's the Strickland curse.
It's a curse.
It's got to be. Has nobody ever noticed this other than obviously Strickland?
I'm sure he noticed it. He cannot get out of the first race. It's got to be like, motherfucker. And this is a 7-game series. Like whether we're swept, whether it's 7, I can't win.
The second that your team hires and signs Strickland, you have to know you're not making it. Even if you're a great team.
Yeah.
First round is all you get.
That's it.
Enjoy it.
And this has a lot of old guys on this team too. Vin Baker, we got he wasn't old, I don't think.
Where was
this?
He
was old at the time. This is
Houston.
Yeah. Vin Baker, we got Juwan Howard, Jim Jackson. Holy shit, man.
I didn't even know that any of those guys played for them.
Tyrone Lue, Tracy McGrady, Yao Ming, Mutombo in like his fucking 32nd year.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, this is a lot of fucking Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward was still playing?
Really?
Holy fuck. He's a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah,
He's still playing basketball, for Christ's sake. Clarence Weatherspoon?
What?
How long was he in the league? This is his 13th season. Clarence Weatherspoon, the old Sixer.
He's dead now.
Probably. I don't know. The old Sixer there.
That's crazy.
What a fucking mess. So Rod averages, ready for this? Jimmie plays in 16 games, averages 1.8 points a game.
Oh, my.
2.4 rebounds.
How many games?
That is 16 games. Not good.
He scored 16 points over the whole time.
Not a good thing. That's here bad. At all. Yeah, it's pretty fucking piss poor. And he finally hangs it up from there.
It's about time.
His career earnings, though, approximate career earnings, $41,163,317.
That's Charles Barkley money.
Oh, yeah, they made the same amount of money.
That's unbelievable.
He made the same amount of money as an MVP, perennial all-star, two-time gold medalist, almost champion, won a playoff series.
Holy shit. Won several.
Made
the same amount of money.
And he only played, that's just from coming into the league 2 years later.
Yeah.
That the money was that much different already.
Unreal.
So I found on basketballreference.com, they have their Hall of Fame probability based on numbers. His Hall of Fame probability is 0.2%. So we're going to go ahead and probably say he's not going to make the Hall of Fame. Just a
shade over Belushi's GPA in
I was going to
Animal House.
I was going to say a shade over my chances of getting into the NBA Hall of Fame. Literally 0.2% more of a chance of getting in.
I didn't even have to play a day.
I didn't do shit.
Not one game.
I worked very little at it. So right away, that's fucking
Poor
hilarious.
fucking guy.
So right away, he is hired as a head coach or as a coach in the front office at the University of Memphis.
Really?
The Tigers.
Yeah.
Isn't that where Anthony Hardaway played, I believe, there, which I remember seeing like highlights of him back then, like when he was being drafted, and it looked like he was in a high school gym.
Yeah.
So hopefully Memphis has upped their game since then. But
I'm sure they've gotten a little more money since then.
Yeah, it was bad. It looked bad, though. There was like bleachers and shit. And I was like, what is going on here? It's under Coach John Calipari, who's a big-time coach, and hires him as the assistant coordinator of basketball operations.
That's a big deal.
Seems like a big job. I was going to say, if you're
it's like a step below the guy,
like the head of the athletic department or assistant coordinator of, I don't know if that's a made up position for him. Like we want to get him into the program.
Are there several assistants?
I don't know. Is there a coordinator of basketball operations?
Yeah, because the coordinator is basically the fucking COO.
I guess, but in a college, though, you have the athletic director, then you have the head coach.
But you have the athletic director, then the fucking person that is above it.
But that's usually the coach, though, in college.
No.
Yeah, they run their own programs. Fuck yeah, they run their own programs.
It's not that guy and then him?
No, I mean, there might be a guy who does like paperwork and books hotels and makes sure the basketballs are inflated.
Clerical
but
shit. That's the operations.
You have no like say in anything. I don't think the operations guy. It's just
that sure sounds like the guy that's in charge of everything.
It does.
The guy in charge of football operations is just below the fucking owner.
Yeah, but this is coordinator of basketball. I don't know how that works. So. Either way, Calipari said, quote, he may have been the best point guard in the league who didn't have the big name. He could drive and get in the lane and do what we're trying to do here. He'll be a great resource for these guys, even if he's not in a coaching position. Okay. Yeah, it's good to have NBA players around. Hopefully he doesn't teach them how to
do beer bongs.
Yeah, to do beer bongs and open their towels at inopportune times.
And punch women.
And punch women. Watch out for that one. He lives in Maryland, and he was beginning work there. They said that he will assume light duty. He will assume the duties, if not the title, of the former coordinator of basketball operations who left the month before. They said that Calipari has yet to determine the hierarchy. Yeah, the coach is in charge of everything.
Okay.
This is all shit that the coach puts in place. Basically, you're the Lord Emperor of the school if you're the coach of a major sports program. You're in charge.
You install your own cabinet.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. You're in charge of everything. You tell, you get the program going because you're the one who's going to get blamed for it if it's fucked up. So it kind of makes sense, I guess. So they said he'll do that. They don't really know where he's going to be yet, but Strickland has been, because he was with the Nets and Sixers, so he's known him through that. He said that Strickland attended a number of Memphis games in the past, and he had a good relationship with people around there, and whatever. So Rod says, quote, I got a phone call saying that the coach was interested in hiring me. I called Calipari about 2 seconds after that. Coach told me about the opportunity. I was listening, but I was ready to say, yeah. All he had to do was say, you want the job, because I am unemployed.
Right, because I need one.
I am fucking bored. I'm unemployed.
It's Friday. I ain't got no job. I'm going to go to TGI Fridays if you don't hire me.
I am going to punch a waitress in a TGI Fridays. I swear to God, I'll knock her unconscious. I will. I'll fucking do it. So Strickland said he is about a year and a half away from earning his undergraduate degree because he left DePaul in his junior season, and he's been taking courses on the side here. He needs his degree before he can think about becoming a full-time college assistant, he said. He's got to get his degree. He said, quote, that's the biggest challenge, just being back in class with young people. Even now, my stomach is a little funny. I played in front of 20,000 people, and I'm nervous about going to class. What? Sounds like a nightmare, though.
Yeah.
Going to fucking class and sitting there.
Yeah. As a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
Sit down with dudes.
34-year-old at this point.
Sit down with people that are 20.
They're like, I made $40 million.
Right.
You just You just asked your mom for $30. This is bad.
You have $40 million in student debt.
Yeah, that's the equal. September 2008, Rod is inducted into the New York City Basketball Hall of Fame. At the same time, also inducted is Kenny Anderson and Sam Perkins as well.
Okay.
I love Sam Perkins. The calmest looking motherfucker ever.
Always under control.
Got it all covered, baby. It's all good. April 12th, 2010, here, he is pulled over in Lexington after he ran a red light. So, not great. The report says that an officer saw Strickland run a red light at the intersection, nearly striking another vehicle and having kind of swerve away from it. So they said he failed a sobriety test, including standing on one leg, walking, turning, and reciting his ABCs forward. Okay.
Oh,
Rod.
He drinks to the point of maybe he doesn't know him at all.
No. Yeah, maybe. Okay.
But drinks to the point where
I get backwards.
If you are so drunk,
I can't do backwards now.
No way.
No fucking way I can do an alphabet backwards. But forwards, if you're so drunk that you legit go, what fucking letter comes after that? That's on you.
Yeah.
You put your hands out and just get cuffed. Go, fucking man, I'm really.
You got so drunk you lost your ABCs?
You lost your letters.
How did you do that?
You are no longer lettered.
You lost letters that fucking rhyme, man. They're a song.
It's a song. You could sing that shit.
How do you
They tell you not to sing it, though.
Yeah,
I've seen
sure,
it on Live PD. Without singing it, they say.
Oh, how the fuck? I don't know how to do that.
That's
I would look.
Shit, I haven't said it like that. I don't know, ever. Because they taught us to sing it, and we've been doing it ever since. You motherfucker.
That's like telling me don't sing the lyrics to Brown Eyed Girl.
Yeah.
Go. What?
Yeah. Sorry.
I will do
happen.
that.
Yeah. If I hear I'm gonna something.
Give me the lyrics to Sweet Caroline. Don't sing it.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Well, that's very possible for me. I can very much not sing it.
I won't sing it at all. How about that?
You fucking drunken mix.
Fucking drunks.
So he refused a breathalyzer.
Yeah.
He never will do a breathalyzer. He's not going to have that number on there. And the officer said his breath smelled strongly of alcohol. Yeah. So that's why the breathalyzer came to begin with. He ends up surrendering his driver's license and pleading guilty to the DUI later on in that September. Now, after this arrest, he's demoted in his job.
I'm sure.
Yeah, the University of Kentucky decided to remove him from the Wildcat coaching staff, where he was Calipari's top assistant.
Yeah.
And moved him to an administrative position within the university. Fuck. Bad timing.
Answer these phones.
Basically paperwork, which sucks because apparently there was a shitload of open head coaching positions that he was up for all around the country, including his alma mater, DePaul, which had expressed interest in him as a head coach. So,
oh my God, he blew it.
He went from, I'm going to go back and coach my alma mater and do this, to I'm going to fucking do paperwork in the Kentucky.
Awful.
That's bad shit. Now they're talking about, they even talked about Calipari's talking about going to the NBA, so Strickland could have been in line to succeed him in Kentucky, even because he was a top assistant. So, and even there, could have gone somewhere. Either way, he's going to get a decent program to coach. So, I mean, Jesus, that's rough, man. The problem is they said is, he can still coach, obviously, but they have to send. From a recruiting standpoint, he's one of the guys they send out.
Right.
He goes, how are you going to send him out to somebody's living room to sit down with their parents after he just got his fucking 4th DUI? How are you going to say, I'm going to make sure to keep an eye on your son and I'm a responsible guy, when it's like, didn't I read about you getting a fucking DUI last month?
Yeah. You also can't send him out and get him off a plane and be like, no, go pick up a rental car.
That's the other thing. He's got no goddamn driver's license. He's got to drive with another coach.
Jesus Christ.
So August 2nd, 2012, he's arrested on a Thursday morning of driving on a suspended license, failure to signal, having no registration.
Yeah.
He will not signal or stop for red lights, this guy. I don't understand it. He's arrested on East Maxwell and South Martin Luther King Boulevard. And, he's released on a bond. They pulled him over. He's driving to work. His license showed up as suspended when they ran the information through the computer.
Sure.
And then apparently this is from problems in Tennessee where he had a problem with his license and it was suspended there.
Yeah, because he drinks.
Exactly. So they said, according to Strickland, his vehicle was properly registered, and he produced his driver's license at the scene. And they said they're trying to figure out why it was suspended. Apparently, to get his license reinstated in Kentucky after a DUI, he must complete an alcohol education program and pay a $40 reinstatement fee. And apparently, according to his driving records, he did complete the program and paid the fee a week later, but his license never got reinstated in the computer. No. So he got fucked on that one.
Oh, no.
Big thing, arrested driving again.
Yep.
Mugshot, he looks miserable, and it's not his fault. He went to the class, he paid the fine, and he's properly registered, everything was fine, and instead, he's fucked. He's been an asshole this whole episode, but just right now, you gotta kind of feel fucking bad for him. You know what I mean? Honestly, this is like, okay,
everything's his fault except this one.
Yeah, I fuck up enough on my own that if something happens that's not my fault, no one believes me that I didn't do it. They think he must have been me immediately.
I don't need your help being an idiot. I do that just fine all day.
Everyone goes, oh, this asshole again. Wes Unseld somewhere went, oh. It's like, fuck, guy, even though he's not my responsibility. I mean, you gotta feel a little bad for him, but not nearly as bad as I feel for Rod Strickland.
Oh, no, it's gotta be so deep.
Oh, yeah, look at this Rod Strickland, too. Just the dorkiest, whitest guy ever. Partner at Wilson, Sonsini, Goodrich, and Rosati, law firm, I think, in Palo Alto, California.
Or pizza place.
They have great...
Say the name again.
Great crazy bread. No, Wilson, Sonsini, Goodrich, and Rosati. Rosati's is why you got that, the Chicago play. And the Sonsini. It's a Sonsini. We let the Goodrich come in, too. You buy in. Now, Rod Strickland, program manager at the IRS in Ogden, Utah. So, Rod Strickland, manager at O'Neill Hagman PLLC in Nashville. Again, professional shit, not him.
Yeah.
Rod Strickland, VP of Finance at IO Studio LLC in Nashville. And finally, there's two more. Rod Strickland, director of logistics at TVH Parts Company in Olathe, Kansas. Look at this fucking
poor bastard.
Yeah.
What a bad place to be.
Olathe.
How nerdy.
And then finally, my favorite of all, Dr. Rod P. Strickland, DDS, the inventor of the FOI dentures.
Yeah.
His diverse education includes molecular biology and genetics.
He's a fucking amazing dentist.
And he's always been dedicated to stretching the limits of what dental technology can provide for patients. He's licensed to practice dentistry in 3 states, Georgia, Indiana, and South Carolina.
What?
Those are really...
They're not even close.
Georgia and South Carolina are connected. I am
licensed to practice dentistry in Alaska and Florida.
It's both. I'm working on Vermont right now, but fingers crossed we're going to get Vermont in the mix.
You can't have like a centrally located office.
What a fucking weird ass fucking thing that is. So yeah, the inventor of the dentist, and people are like, Rod Strickland invented dentures? Somebody said that before.
Amazing. An upgrade. An amazing set.
Yes. By the way, I will say this. All these arrests, there's been a lot of arrests. It's hard to overlook Rod Strickland's arrests. They happen quite frequently. It's not like one little bunch of them. He's steadily spread them out over his whole career.
Very similar to his points and assists and steals.
Yes.
Mad consistent.
Even consistent. It's like a good peanut butter sandwich. He spread it nice and perfect over the whole thing. Very even. This, I implore you, look up his Wikipedia page and find an arrest. Find a negative thing about an arrest anywhere.
Unbelievable.
It is just Rod's a good coach and Rod played well and Rod's Kyrie Irving's godfather and Rod's... It's not even there. It's like Vernon Maxwell.
Yeah.
It said nothing about arrests. We found 37 arrests, literally over 35 arrests. We're like, how does it not say anything on his Wikipedia about this? The NBA, if you're involved in it, because we'll talk about Rod's works for the NBA right now.
Oh.
If you're involved anywhere in their bubble, they fucking scrub your Wikipedia page clean.
Constantly.
Unless it's something that was so public that it was like, I'm sure if you were, OJ and you work for the NBA, they can't say scrub that. But otherwise, you're not. Vernon Maxwell, never been arrested, even though whatever. Rod Strickland, perfect fucking upstanding citizen.
So many DUIs.
So many problems. Punching women. It's not good. So that's why, well, maybe that's why he started with the dentures, in case he gets a little carried away.
In case he misses the eye.
Yeah. 2013, during the summer of 2013, this is actually a good thing, he earns a degree in sports leadership from Northeastern Illinois.
What the
fuck is sports leadership?
Why is that a fucking degree?
Is that a specific degree in coaching? Sports leadership?
I hate that as a degree.
That's a fucking major?
That's terrible.
That's a major. I could see that as a class,
Right.
but that's your major? Sports leadership?
What are you going to be, a fucking PE? What are you doing?
How do you teach someone leadership?
Yeah.
I guess you sort of can, but that's kind of inherent, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to know that and have that.
I guess you could learn skills.
It's like a talent. Is there a juggling course?
Yeah, is there sports leadership with a minor in juggling? So I guess whatever, but that's him trying to show that he's serious about coaching. So he goes and gets a degree about coaching oriented here, which it makes sense and it works. From 2014 to 2017, he's hired as an assistant coach at the University of South Florida, under another former Kentucky assistant. So he went from a whole bunch of top-tier coaching jobs that he's in the front line for to being an assistant coach at the University of South Florida. So things have gone fucking downhill for Rod.
It's close to a beach.
Yeah, that's the thing. He does have 4 children at this point, too. I've failed to mention here. He's got a wife named Cheryl, who is not the woman he punched earlier in the Bronx. Okay. 4 children, Torin, Ty, Terrell, and Tanner.
Oh, God, Rod.
4 T's, and one of them, the boy, I thought I had it written down. Now I can't find it. Is currently playing college basketball as well. Yeah, he's a good ball player.
Good for him.
Not bad. So those are the kids. April 2017, he's trying to get another job. He's interviewing for the head coaching position at Florida A&M. So they said that Strickland's one of 150 candidates who applied, and that sort of shit. So he's got a long shot here. He said, I spoke to the administrators at Florida A&M, and I'm hoping they give me an offer and I have an opportunity to be a head coach. When you look at HBCUs, you never had super big recruits. Oh, there we go. But there's always a first time. It would be an opportunity for me to come in and do something different, just like John Calipari. If I walk into that program and I turn it around, I believe I would have the chance to do something special here. Yeah, if I walk into a shit program and make it not as shitty, I think it's going to be special at that point. You think?
Also, there's 149 other people up for this job, sir.
Yeah.
Calm down with your optimism.
And he doesn't get that job.
No, of course not.
But he is currently the program manager. I guess that's where your sports leadership degree comes in. The program manager of the NBA G League's professional path.
Gatorade.
So, yeah. So he's working for the NBA in a low-level tier, I assume, hopefully trying to work his way back up here, and he's going to have a few years without a DUI. It's been a while for him.
He's sunk his career with DUI.
Oh, yeah. No, he's sunk everything.
Yeah.
He would be a head coach by now if if people weren't like, he could get arrested at any moment.
Any moment.
That's literally why he hasn't, because at any time he could get pulled over. And
there is nothing more embarrassing than a head coach getting a DUI.
It is. It's because you're supposed to be.
Right. You're the model for this.
You're going to yell at your players if they do that.
You're the guy that's telling these kids how to live their lives. And you're out drinking and driving.
What are you supposed to say? I don't want to hear you guys getting arrested at 2 a.m. after the club. Well, hey, stupid.
Well,
hey, Tony La Russa, what do you think?
Well, he thinks he's a Hall of Fame baseball guy.
That's my favorite. Baseball guy. I love that.
Baseball
I'm one of them baseball fellers. So
I did a baseballer.
I did a baseball thing. So
holy shit.
Can't get enough of Rod Strickland? Well, you can book him for something because he's awfully available.
Really?
Let's talk about it. Cameo.
Oh, God.
He's on Cameo, baby.
How much is it?
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't say.
It doesn't give a dollar value?
I don't know if he's not on all the time. It says notify me when available is one of the buttons. So apparently he's not available all the time. And then, he says that he's got 19 reviews, all 5-star. So they like him. Everybody loves him here. I have a couple of the reviews. Here's 5-star. Quote, thank you, Mr. Strickland. My son was so happy with the video. He's already outside practicing your moves in the driveway.
punching his sister in the face.
Just going to say, there's an unconscious TGI Fridays waitress right next to my car. I've never been more proud. I've honestly never been prouder.
Thank you so much for the video. My son is pummeling the shit out of his sister.
It's wonderful.
It is great.
He put a TGI Fridays cruise shirt on her, and he's just whooping her ass like a hockey fight. It's great.
He just jammed 12 potato skins right up his sister's ass.
Oh, no. It's not good, but it's happening.
While he dangled his cock over her face.
He waggled it. He did a waggle move. I don't know why he's in the shot. I told him to put clothes on. He's out there in a towel. What do you want from me?
He called me a bitch and told me to make him a drink.
And I did.
He got in his Power Wheels. He's swerving down the road.
Oh, I see flashing lights. Oh, well.
I got to go.
I got to go now. So here's another 5-star. Thanks, Rod, for making today perfect. Your encouraging words meant the world to me. God bless you and Happy New Year. That one's from January 1st, 2020. So
love Tracy
Murray. A month ago. Yeah. Love Tracy Murray's girlfriend. You know that's who it is. Typically responds in 4 days.
Good fuck.
Jesus, Rod.
Get off your ass, you drunk.
Jesus, what are you waiting for, right? You don't have a phone on you to check on that shit, man? 4 days.
I need a set of appetizers to get your attention.
He's not saying anything profound.
No.
So you got to wait 4 days for him to go, hey, this is Rod Strickland. Keep dribbling along and fucking don't get a DUI. And if you do, never take a breathalyzer or take any shit from a TGI Fridays waitress.
Good luck in your success. Drink it up.
Drink it up. Also, he is available through athletespeakers.com.
Oh, God.
Where you can get him here. You can call it 800-916-6008 to book Rod Strickland for a keynote speech, virtual meetings, corporate appearance, grand opening, product announcement, moderated Q&A for an exclusive meet and greet. The booking agents at Athlete Speakers work on your behalf to get you the best price for your desired
on my behalf.
Celebrity. Oh, baby. He's travel upon request, fee range, please contact. He's not going to put anything up front here.
That speech must be the most depressive, right?
Hi, I'm Rod Strickland.
How you doing?
Hi.
If you live like me,
I could have had more, but I have less. That's basically what it is. I did good, but I could have done much better.
Right.
But I'm an idiot.
Me and Charles, same money.
Same money. Same money, except, no All-Star games and a lot more DUIs. So that's me. How's it going? And then in the NBA, the video game, 2K21, the 21 video game here, it's got old players in it, and Rod is on the all-time Wizards team.
Really?
And he's an 87 overall.
That's great.
Yeah, they fucking gave him some stats.
They didn't look at his last couple of years.
No. As I saw his thing, his inside shooting is shit, but his outside shooting and his playmaking is very good. So, Rod can throw down a little bit and play. And so there you go. Book him, play him. Just please don't give him any alcohol and the keys to a car or dispute his TGI Fridays bill because it might get ugly. So that said, that is Rod Strickland. And like I said, did you know anything about that?
No.
Right?
I thought he was so wholesome.
Yeah.
He looks wholesome.
Yeah, he looks great.
Looks like a great guy.
He's just pulled over all the time.
Dick.
He needs to stay out of cars.
Yeah.
That's just his thing. Some people just shouldn't have cars.
He needs a driver.
You
made enough money to have a driver.
That's the thing. You bought the car, get the driver.
$40 million.
But they want to drive $40 million. You want to drive, you have the money, you buy the car, you want to drive. I get it. That's what they want to do. People who have money in cars.
$40 million, James, I'll forget how to drive.
I don't even know I want to drive.
I'll never drive.
That's what I mean. But
thank you.
I noticed that soon as Uber and rideshare apps came along, all that, you notice that?
Curtailed his whole life.
No more DUIs. You see that? So maybe that helped him. I'm not sure. Maybe he also said, if I get another DUI, I'll never get another fucking job.
Right.
How much lower can I go than University of South Florida here? I'm a top tier guy and I'm down here in a third tier school.
Right.
I'm going to end up in, some state community college pretty soon if I get any more.
12 years in the NBA.
So anyway, that's Rod Strickland, everybody. Enjoy that. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, you can tell us and the world about it. Get on Apple Podcasts. Tell us how you think about it. Give us 5 stars. It really helps, and we don't know why. Also, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com for everything crime and sports and small town murder.
Yeah.
And if you haven't listened to Small Town Murder, you are out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah.
We're telling you that now. When we tell you things are good or shitty, you usually listen. oh, I'll watch The Wire, I'll do this. How about listen to that show? Because it's fucking good. Trust me. Yeah. It's a badass show. So listen to Shut Up and Give Me Murder. You can shut up and give me murder and listen to Small Town Murder, which was what I was trying to get out.
Yeah.
So there's that. Do all of that right now. I'll listen to P.S. I Hate This Movie while you're at it as well. And also, follow us on social media. We're at Crime and Sports on Twitter and Facebook, at Small Town Murder on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And when you're done with that, you can go ahead and line yourself up for the Patreon episodes.
Right.
We do not take Patreon lightly.
Yeah.
Those episodes, we throw down on those shit. They're fun, and we really make sure that they're good comedy and a variety of weird stuff.
Yeah.
You sign up, you get access to all the back stuff as well. All the old episodes. There's going to be like 50 episodes on there for you. It's very entertaining stuff. So you can do all of that over at Patreon. There, patreon.com/crime-and-sports. And anybody over the $5 level gets access to everything. And Jimmy will mispronounce your name at the end of the show, inevitably. So there's that. And then if you just want to get your name mispronounced and have great karma and our undying love and admiration, you can do that over at PayPal using our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com, which is also a good way to get a hold of the show.
Yes.
That's all excellent and good. And that said, Jimmy, I mean, it's been a weird episode. There's been a lot of driving problems. Yeah. What I need you to do now is drive me to the TGI Fridays and keep me away from those waitresses. Hit me with the names of the most fantastic people in the world that we just love so much. Hit me with them, Jimmy.
This week's executive producers are Rebecca Valadez, Susanna Platt, Sabrina Jones, Natasha Patel, Jessica West, Brian Harbour, Eric Lugo, Billy Mike Rambo III, Samantha and Sean Carlson. I know. Thanks, Sam and Sean.
Yeah.
Joanne Ahern, Craig Cole, Shannon Russell, Justin Sangray, and Tina Sio, Jordan Bennett, Fran in Australia, and Tim is in Afghanistan. They watched the live show together.
Oh,
that was
cool.
kind of interesting.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
So cool. Thanks, everybody.
Stay safe, Tim. Jesus
Christ.
Also,
be careful out there.
Honestly. Also, Josh Denton and other producers this week are Dan Papendick. It's his birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Paper Dick.
His girlfriend got him into the show so she feels safer around him.
Oh, good.
Thomas DeMello, Marcos Genera, Karis Lynn Magarelli, Rabbi Shmolovic. Why do you like that? Happy birthday, Rob. I think his last name's Aguilar, or that's just his girlfriend's name. I'm not sure. Shane Quarles. Sarah De Leon had a birthday and an anniversary. I don't know which or which. Congratulations. Georgia Metal Alliance and Heavy Metal Club in Illinois, their chapter.
In Georgia?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, cool.
The Georgia one, the Georgia chapter in Illinois. I don't know
awesome.
what that means.
Well, hey, get into those medals. Thank you.
Other producers are Jason Lewis, Kayla Krusky, Nicola and Vavra. What? Nicola S. Vavra. That's what that says. Caitlin Stevenson, Marsha Big, Sergeant Brannon, I think. Joey Cardinal. Right. Bill Pagano? No.
Chuck?
Yeah, but it's P.A. Oh, he is P.A.G., isn't he?
Yeah.
Pagano. Caitlin Katzer, what is this? Joseph and Bianca Bryant, Arjun, Big Saint to you. What? Big Saint to you? I don't know. Evan Coakley, Sydney Willis, Chris McGregor. I'm a Sarah Dactyl. What? No.
I like that.
Aaron would know last name. Victoria would know last name. Sarah Croft, Talia Huranenko. What?
Yeah.
Heather Stenson, C. Catalia, Jessica Collar, Sydney Alheim, Melissa Moore, Fizz Z Elf. What?
Fizzy Elf.
Yes. Amanda Drop, Samantha Leback, Steve Williams, Russell Rose, Josie Penning, Megan Jarrell, Nathan Holbert, Billy Molina, Mark, Rachal? What? Joel Maskey, Brittany. You guys told me to type this. I did, and now I still can't do it. Brittany Dorschner, Amanda Hansen, Charlie Cassidy, the Carrie Lee, Trish Phoenix, Haley Hardman, Liz Rager, Andrea Franz, Ryan with no last name, Julie Montag, Dave Ritteroff, Tyler Stone, Scott Murphy, Rhea Klassen, Suzanne Charles, Nina Klaser, Gabrielle O'Connor, Chelsea Emerald, Jordan Anderson, Brandon, that's Brad Sampson, Christina Matthews.
Hey, there you go.
Dylan Amos, Danielle Atkins, Thomas Giesland, Chad Ferguson, Christopher Hammer, Nicholas Bronson, Renee Go, Tom Blank, Danger Beagle, Crystal Norden, Brent Weininger, Andrew McLean, Eric Lugo, I said that. KFC $5 fill up for what? KFC $5 fill up.
Okay.
Caitlin Rusk, Amber Harris, Christy Pack, Emily Tinty, Cynthia Butt Cat. Oh,
the Butt
Jesus.
Cat?
Yeah, she's one of our executives also. I'm sorry.
Well, thank
Lisa
you, Butt Cat.
Church, Anthony Stack, Brian Gutwin, Josie Escalito, Harry would know last name, Mindy Esterwood, Michelle Allen. Jesus Christ, this is tough. Dan Kelly, Aaron.
He's got them, by the way. This has nothing to do with scribbling them down.
No.
He's reading these off a computer today for the first
computer.
time. And this is printed names, so just so you know.
Aaron Beard, Dylan Warren.
For transparency.
Rob Vogel, Amy Jensen, Taylor would know last name, Kara Stevenson. Michael Coleman, Kelly Sheehan, Mike. Nope, that's Matt with Nick. What? I don't know. W Nick. It's the whole name.
Oh,
got it.
There you go.
Tiana Crane, Sandy Ashbury, Tyler Sharp, Sarah Wingo, Philip Sorberg, Naomi Leatherwood, Jennifer Mauricio.
Hey, Mauricio.
Andrew Wade, Chelsea Halliday, Jennifer Devian, DeYoung. Ashley Menser, John Coop, fucking what is happening? Charlene Crocker, Deanna Gudreo, Haley Ruling, Amber Eldridge, Tyler Donaldson, Tim James, that's James Lyons, Derek Platt, Tony Thomas, Mark Thomas, Kat and Mr. Fish, Emily Mundhank, Isabella Quick, TC, Mickey Lilly, Shapath, y'all. What? What is that? Shapat Hall? I don't know. Judy Gall.
What do the letters say?
I know.
What do the letters say?
Shapath Hall?
It's all one word.
Yeah, but I don't know.
So you don't know how it's a th
It might
or
be
a
Shapat Hall.
I gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
And
feel you.
Angelique Collins, Amanda Spence, Gabrielle Flanagan, Buddy Rogers, Paolo Fredo, Gregory Gonzalez. I'm trying so hard. Hector Mendez, I think, yes. Andrea Howard, Joseph Denish, Gwendolyn Very, Ann Melender. Taylor with no last name, Katie Lindstead, Brandy K, Kimmy Novak, Shara Pineo, Casey Botcham, David, nope, that's David. Yeah, Jacobs.
David, no, that's David.
Andrea Kleinschmidt, Austin Yoder, James Cairns, Carlos Tavares, Midwest Greyhound, Sarah with no last name, Dr. Kyle Berkeley, LCWSC. No.
Wow. Just
LCSWC.
Jesus, all of that stuff. Huh?
I'm in a lot of trouble. Anthony Fright, Sonia Barbie, Amanda A.E., Joseph Campbell, Jennifer Thomas, Jade Hart, Michael Gruner. I'm so bad at this.
No, you're doing fine, Jim.
John Blanks, Jess with no last name, Sean Mara, Ted Jabara. Where did I go? What did I do? I just pressed a button and things went bad. I don't know what happened. It's just two fingers, right? And then it moves around. Jess Campbell, Jennifer Thomas, Jade Hart, Michael Gruner. I said that. John Blanks. God. See, now they're all a mess. Sean Mara, Ted Jabara, Max DeKewitt, Sean McGowan, Steve Krause. Is that short bus? Can't be. No. I don't know.
Bus?
I don't know
if it's bus. Thanks, bus.
I don't know. His email has 69 in it. That doesn't sound like our guy.
It kind of sounds like our guy.
It might be our guy.
It might be our guy.
Greg would know his name. Dave Jensen, Katie Brewers, Shane Arvard, Avrard. Kathy Klemus, Emily Self, what? Sabra Quinn, Dakota with no last name, Tiffany Manson, Susan Polich, Brian A. Getting, GS, Darius, what is this? Marie Dexter, Christopher Brookser, what? Her. Brookshire, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you're still okay.
Eddie Davis, Ronald Huffer, Nikki Kilby, Rebecca Rogers, Aneska Holness. You guys told me to do this. I blame you. Marilia Valencio, Matt Walker, Jonathan DeMayo, Xandria A. Brown, Moose Candle Company. Oh, Moose Candle Company.
Hey,
MZ Pearl, Sarah Phillips, Angela Koch, Bobilini. What? Bobilini? McLean? I don't know what that is. Philip Stevenson, Anya Mathis, Anya.
You said that like
I know.
Like Shaggy seeing a ghost. Ghost.
Mark Rawls, Emma. Okay. Emma Sharon Thalnith. No, that's not right either. Damn it. Noni Tisdale. Lucy King. Reuben Lee.
You're doing it like this every week because this is great. I'm having a ball with this shit.
Becky with no last name. Kaylin Dillon. Rod Vaught. Jonathan Poblita.
Not so easy to read off the computer now, is it?
Christopher M.H. Taylor. Cameron Manlove. Boy, oh boy. Lauren Waters, Brooke with no last name, Marion Hall, B. Bassett, Rob Nelson, Martha Ardis, Colin Hatfield, Tasha Dixon, Tony Chiato, Carly Nicholson, Jill Gianfrancisco.
Oh boy.
God damn it. Laura Harris, Lena Holderman. She's terrific. Hey. I know who she is. Yeah. Raj Joshi. What? Lion Kawandalula. That's not right either. Taylor Arthur. I'd slowed down. Neil Forzord. Diane Ann Steen. Okay. It's 2 fingers and push, and it works. Okay. Kayla Hentages. And she's Frank and Antonicio. Laser Buns 22. Joshua Mueller, Courtney Bakey, Valerie Schoen, Joshua Furmerthroth.
Yeah, them too.
Nicole Greenlee. God damn it. Stephanie Mueller, Brandon St. George, Jean Napier, Michael Hernandez, Cheryl Carter, Missy with no last name, Trish Simpson, and Adam Angers, Tim Sam, Melissa Sloss, Kit Bruin, Emily, nope, that's Amelie, Amelie Ross, Jack with no last name, your boy Cohen Clap Kid.
Cool.
All right. Stephanie Woodring, Angie Neat, Barbara with no last name, Farida Kenny, Mike Palante, David Tozer, Brandon Clancy, Richard Smalley, Susanna Platt, Sabrina Jones, Marcus Garfunk, Natasha Patel, Taisha McPherson. That's TJ Mack.
Hey,
Payon,
TJ.
Payon Ear Inc. Stephen Schnell, Joshua West.
Hey, Steve Schnell.
Man.
Our people are here.
Brian Harbour, Alexander Green, Thomas DeMello. He donated twice. Gregory Friedman. Nope, that's Gary. Karis Mengarelli. Karis Mengarelli. She donated twice. Eric Lugo, Rosa Martinez, Camilla Viana, Timothy Reynolds, Albert Avila, Janice Hall, Sean Carlson, Sally Matani, Mary Page Diaz, Joanne Ahern, Grover McDermott, Deanna Grimes, Gabrielle Boyer, Laura Aguilar, we're so close to the end, Craig Cole, Rebecca Valdez, Whitney Tollett, James Graber, Elizabeth Quarles, Kristen Bellinger, Shannon Russell, Thomas Smith,
it's on a roll.
Grant Stansberry, Jordan Bennett, of course,
hey,
Jordan Bennett.
Girl.
I didn't have her in the execs. God damn it.
She's
Victoria Blau, Justin Sangre, Duncan Wilson, Sarah DeLeon, Eric Wagner, Darcy, nope, that's Search Quarry. What is that? Francis Hinsky, Josh Denton, Sarah Carroll, Amy Beery, Amy Conley, and Jesse Pitts. You guys, thank you. And all of our patrons, you guys are terrific. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, so much for everything. Honestly, we just can't thank you enough for everything you do for us. And, yeah, we hope you enjoy these crazy ass episodes. We have a lot of crazy episodes coming up.
Good.
Next week we have a boxer. We have this British boxer who was also a chess champion.
What?
Yeah, it's a weird...
Double down on sports.
Very, very strange stuff here. He's a very weird guy and
Which
does
came
some
first?
odd thing. Chess,
and
then boxing. It's a weird shit. So check that out next week. He's an English guy. Looks like an accountant.
Great.
It's odd shit. Get on that and all that sort of shit. What if people wanted to talk to you online and get a hold of you?
Tell me
and say
about
hi?
awful athletes at Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, wonderful.
What about you?
I am at Jimmie P is funny. You know how to find people online. So do that. Get us a hold of us. Say whatever you want.
Hunt us down.
Hunt us down. Do whatever you want. But whatever you do, when you're done with that, keep coming back and seeing us every week. And until next week, no, that's Small Town Murder.
Yeah.
Live from the Crime and Sports Studios. We will see you next week.
Bye.
If you like Crime and Sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them. Or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer.
I can really show you how to make some money.
And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a microcity built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.